Because I thought you might have, would have, maybe.
Yeah. Woke up.
What's up, man? I'm hearing y'all niggas over here talk. I was listening to that shit, man. I'm hearing these niggas. I was like, God damn, man.
Yeah, the narrative.
Oh my god. Why is it? No.
Choose your destiny.
Done, son. Yeah, King Chalk Entertainment. Here we go. If you haven't already, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Check us live and become a part of the show on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube Wednesday and Thursday at 11 p.m. and Friday and Saturday at 1 a.m. Central Standard Time. Yeah. While you're playing the game, working out, cleaning, or whatever, check out the more refined audio versions of the show on Spotify, Apple, Anchor, and more. Keyword King Chaka ENT. Yeah. Shouts out to Pat, Doc, Deuce, Curtis, Brendan, Elliott, Juanita, Jay Lethal, Tariq, my Twitch follower, Francisco, and others for always supporting the channel. Yeah. Race, spirituality, politics. Let's talk about it. We generate interest into what has happened and what is happening in our world, therefore creating activists. Let's go. Dale gas, baby. Hey.
Dime qué tú quieres, papi.
Yeah, man.
That's hot shit right there, man.
So what we gonna do? We gonna dub that?
Yeah, man, let's do it, dog. Let's get it done, dog. You know what I'm saying? It's hot shit.
Hey, say y'all load that down right quick, bro. I got a little message or something, you know what I'm saying?
Hi, this is Dr. Nicole calling from Fort Plaza Hospital to inform you that Cattell Williams has died with multiple gunshot wounds to the head at 4:45 a.m. For further information, you can contact the hospital at 713-225-8618.
Man, these niggas fucked up. Oh my god, yo, fucked up. Black bandana, finger on the hammer. You won't see these apes go bananas. Ride with the heat, ride with the heat, ride with the heat, ride with the heat. Yeah. Black bandana, fingers on the hammer. You won't see this ape go bananas. Ride with the heat, ride with the heat, ride with the heat, ride with the heat. Yeah. Motherfucker gotta die. You gotta die, motherfucker gotta die. Go banana, my fingers on the hammer for you nail type niggas. I'm a jail type nigga. Give a hell about hell, my nigga. Flame was doing fine till they killed my nigga. Now I gotta touch him up, rough him up, fuck him up, fucking stuff at his family. Killing his people randomly. Man, nigga gon' handle me. Him a nigga, he ain't die in vain. I'ma ride on his name and shoot 5 in the sky. And them niggas who killed him must be ready to die. They could give me the chair because I'm ready to fight. Real niggas ride with that chrome and they niggas is gone. Pour out a whole 40, taking scotch to the dome. Yeah, black bandana, fingers on the hammer. You won't see this tapes go bananas. Ride with the heat, ride with the heat, ride with the heat. You gotta die, motherfucker. Black bandana, finger on the hammer. You won't see this tape go bananas. Ride with the heat, ride with the heat, ride with the heat. You gotta die, motherfucker. That was my nigga since a little boy. When we was playing with them little toys. And now I got a kill boy. He was a killer gorilla. He taught me everything. Swear to God on my mother, my brother, the chopper sang. Hey, any nigga who I thought who did it, I'm coming, homie, and I'm coming to get it. What? I smell revenge is all in the air. I'm fucking at your kids cause the boy don't care. You ain't care when you took my nigga life. So I'ma show you what the pipe and the other side like. Yeah, die motherfucker. motherfucker, get the fuck out of here. See my partner gone, he got the fuck out of here. Cause the pussy niggas just like you. I'm a gorilla piranha like him, I'm about to bite you. Don't wanna fight you, hit you with that pipe, dude. Show you what the other side like, dude. Hey, it's not a game, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm a real nigga, you know what I'm saying? I believe when a nigga take my nigga, you know what I'm saying? I'm taking his nigga, I'm taking his family, I'm taking his sperm, I'm taking his kids, cause I'ma shoot him in his nuts, you hear me? Real gangster.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? KCE, King Chaka. It is what it is, baby. You really not feeling me? Let me find out. Yo, question my ability. Let me find out. Invest in my enemy. Let me find out. There ain't no telling what you finna see. You finna find out. It's something that enters me. You finna find out. Then exit with energy. You finna find out. Riding flows like centipede. You finna find out. Screw those that's kidding me. Let me find out. Hit the big lips. I'ma call you Bill Bellamy. When you talk your shit, man, really it's killing me. Hit you with my fist and I'ma do it lyrically. Crazy ass brick, so I might do it literally. I'ma do fist till I'm old eating celery. How old is Jay-Z? He gotta be 70. Come to my show or I'ma do it bitterly. Or hit the porn store with a bitch named Beverly. Keep waiting tables, yeah. Spicy means peppery. Or get tattoos and work in the factory. Whatever I do, I'ma do it happily. I'm tired of these rappers too, they do it knackily. That's why I'm here, I'm the shit this year. We gon' keep it moving, grooving, give you something you can feel. When shit's fucked up, gon' drop a tear. I'ma pull my pants up, grab another beer. Rap's messed up and I don't have no fear. Attack the chest up, it's a grown man in here. Ask you little chaps, what have you done in the field? So you set up, let them know you're still here. I said you really not feeling me, let me find out. Yo, question my ability, let me find out. Yo, invest in my enemy, let me find out. Ain't no telling what you finna see, you finna find out. Yo, you really not feeling me, let me find out. Yo, question my ability, let me find out. Yo, invest in my enemy, let me find out. Ain't no telling what you finna see, you finna find out. Yeah, bounce, rock, shake, wiggle. We gon' come through and put it in the middle. They calls me fiddler cause I play the fiddle. Checking masters, white pipes, I's a good nigga. Bounce, rock, shake, wiggle. We gon' come through and put it in the middle. They calls me fiddler cause I play the fiddle. Checking masters, white pipes, I's a good nigga. I said you really not feeling me, let me find out. Yo, question my ability, let me find out. Yo, invest in my enemies, yo, let me find out.
Hey, how y'all doing out there? How y'all feel? Remember, we want you to be an activist. And don't take my word for it. Look that shit up. What up, Deuce? How you feel, man?
Shit, pretty good, man. Rolling. Headed back towards Texas.
Oh, yeah? Damn, man. How late into the night? Is it night work? So you gonna roll into the... How late into the night you gonna roll, bro?
Oh, shit, man. I start about in between 5:30 and 6 in the evening. And I roll till about 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Nighttime shift.
Yeah. Well, that works out for me because I do, I don't sleep at night much anyway. So that's part of the reason why I do this show. So
I feel you.
it works out for both of us, I guess, right? Give you something to kind of do a little bit.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely informative for me. So, I look at it as a blessing. Hey,
Yeah.
man, have you ever heard of this app called, I think it's called Bigo, Bigo?
No, I don't think so.
I heard a couple of people on my TikTok talking about it. Supposedly, it's like some app you download and you become a host, and all you do is go live, tell stories, entertain people, and shit like that. And they pay you for this shit.
Yeah, I haven't. I haven't heard of this.
That's wild, bro.
But I would say, I mean, it's a lot of scams out there. It's like easy money. They're always trying to get you on something that you think is going to be easy money, and you're probably going to end up paying every month. Like, you know,
Yeah, probably so,
because
probably
and
so.
they're going to say, well, you got to work harder, you got to be more creative or whatever, and then you can make money. Not everybody making money doing that shit. That's for sure.
Yeah.
You need an audience. You need people to, be checking your shit out. What's up, Curtis?
What up, bro?
Yeah,
Can you
man.
hear
Yeah.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right.
What up, Kurt? What's up, Kurt?
What up, dudes?
Shit ain't nothing much. I ain't gonna lie, bro. It looked like for a minute there, it looked like his camera needed to focus. He came on looking grayscale like a motherfucker.
What you say?
It probably was that. It was probably clearing up. But that
Yeah.
Yeah.
nigga Curtis is a trip, bro. He looked like a rock star. Don't he look like a fucking? He should be playing the guitar and fucking singing or something, bro.
Well, you know I do
Yeah.
that actually, man. Like
I'm
that's
just
that's my genre. Metal, heavy metal. That's what I do, man.
yeah.
That's my
You
hobby.
you
Yeah.
you look like the new age Jimi Hendrix and shit.
Yeah.
Except he don't play the guitar with its teeth. I don't know.
Yeah.
He played the guitar with his
Appreciate that.
fucking tongue or
Yeah.
some
Appreciate
stupid
that,
shit.
man. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what's up, bro. That's a good skill to have, man. Because we went to my wife and I the day of our actual anniversary after we checked out of the hotel. We went to this restaurant called Lucille's in Houston. It's a damn good spot, bro. Y'all should check it out. But it was on a Sunday, January 23rd, and they had like a live jazz band there playing, dude. It was a black dude that was a drummer, and there was a black dude that was, playing the saxophone. And the other two guys on the guitar were white, or Jewish guys, but like just to see that diversity, bro. Like if you got a small little band like that, man, it's a lot of little venues around Houston, bro, that are hire people, man.
Mm.
That's like that one little spot I like to go to in Houston. It's kind of a chain style restaurant, but I like it because of the vibe. It's called the Rustic. It's right there by the Toyota Center and the JoJo Brown Convention Center. And I think they got one over on Westheimer somewhere as well. But um, I like that too, bro. Like they have like bands and shit, like local Texas based bands and shit like that that come in and play live music, bro. It's pretty cool, man. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool, man. It's crazy how people like to think that music has like a color or something shit. Like it's racial. Like white people supposed to
Music,
listen to this and black people supposed to
mhm.
listen to that, whatever.
Music
We
is
was
a
talking.
universal language, bro.
It's a universal language. That's what they teach us too when we actually start when you learn music professionally, because the notes are
Yeah.
the same in every language.
Yep.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So, what was I gonna say? Yeah, music having a racial, we was talking about at work how like you
Yeah.
might
I
get
was just saying, yeah.
you might be embarrassed because you're like playing rap music all the time, and then like I don't know, an R&B song or something comes on, and then your dudes is in the car, and they're like, "What's up, bro? Shit, what you want to hold hands or something, bro? Why, we can't be listening to this." And you know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah. It does seem. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. This could just be a little bit of my immaturity, but it does seem a little weird to be in the car and it's like you and two other dudes and you got some R&B shit playing. You know what I'm saying? It's
The
kind of like
hustle.
Now
Yeah.
don't get me wrong. I listen to all genres of music. Like I listen to everything. Like my Apple playlist and Apple Music deal is full of like I go from rap to country, even the old country. I'm not real one on like the big heavy metal type of shit, but I listen to like that kind of like alternative type of rock. You know what I'm saying? I listen to
Yeah.
that. I mean, man. I got Queen in my playlist, Hendrix, all of them, man. Like I love Queen. Like that shit. Like bro, you throw on some Queen, that shit sent through the
maybe
Nice.
Queen be vocalizing like a
Oh,
mother. Them niggas was harmonizing like a motherfucker way back in the day, bro. It's
Yeah,
crazy how
bro.
that shit sound like a machine did it, but it wasn't a machine. It was them niggas fucking vocal. They were harmonizing
Man,
that shit.
music is fake today, bro. This is fake
Yeah,
music we hear now. That was real music then. They had to actually have to put in work. You ain't had no machines.
yeah. And I swear, when I listen to Queen, it sounds like a machine, bro. I swear, it sounds like somebody sent it through an effect. You know what I'm saying? That's what it sounds like.
Mm-mm.
But that's how on tone they were. Just like
Yeah,
how if you quantize something, them niggas fucking did that shit with their voices. Yeah,
yeah,
them niggas was pretty good. I ain't gonna even lie, man. I wasn't hip to Queen when they first like hit or whatever. I got on to Queen, pretty much later on.
yeah.
Yeah, man, so many bands, man. Think of some random bands, Curtis. Random bands.
Random what?
Random band
Band?
names. Yeah.
Caesar, Kill Switch Engage, uh, Seven Dust, Alice
Yeah.
in Chains. Yeah.
Alice in Chains. Fucking right, man. Uh what's the REM? What's the band that did Jeremy?
You got me on that one.
Um Jeremy Spogan. Yeah. Pearl Jam. You said them, didn't you? Anyways, it don't
No, I
matter.
didn't. I didn't. I didn't. You said them.
Okay. Anyways, yeah, music
Yeah.
don't have a race, it don't have a color. You know what I'm saying? Everybody listens to everything. But look, the gender part of it, cause see, look, so Deuce was saying, two died guys in the car, you playing R&B, so it's like the R&B, it has a
Mm-hmm.
gender. So, but music don't have no gender either.
It
Now,
doesn't.
what I will say though, the lyrics can, because like them niggas like Tank and them, I can't really just jam them, bro. Like I'm sorry, bro. I can't jam that shit because it's like he's literally singing to the chicks. So like it's
Yeah, he
like
think. Yeah,
like I can't
singing
just
directly
jam
to
that.
women, bro.
Yeah, I can't really just feel that like that.
Yeah.
yeah, but
The song.
I'm talking about like you riding in the car, you listening to goddamn, what was that group that made the song Butter Love? You talking about listening to Silk and Avant and shit like that. Like, nah, bro, I'm not bumping that shit in the car with no dude, bro. Oh, fuck, nah. Nah, nigga. I'm finna listen to that solo dolo. I'm riding with my lady. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I damn sure ain't finna play no Tank with no dudes in the car. Be like, what the fuck?
Yeah. But I listen to my playlist is crazy. I literally listen to everything. You got Spanish music. I listen to classical music, bro. Like I like classical music sometimes. Like it
Hey,
could be heavy.
rolling with your homeboys. Rolling with your homeboys. Listening to Avant talking about I can read your mind, baby. Dude, that's nah.
Yeah, that wouldn't
It's
be
not.
right.
It's not gonna
Yeah,
fly.
But if you put on some Beethoven or Bach in the car with niggas, they're gonna look at you retarded still.
They're gonna.
Or
Yeah. Yeah.
or, or if you put on some Sade.
I
yeah,
can get away. Well, not with my homeboys, but dude, I jam the hell out of some Sade. You ain't gonna stop me
Yeah,
from doing that. Like
yeah.
I turn it.
What?
Hell yeah.
So, but what if you niggas be like, bro, you jamming the Sade and shit, bro? Like, what, bro? Like, come on, man.
Fuck you. No, dude. Like, I listen to Sade all the way through. That's one of the very few artists that I can listen to all of her damn albums. Plus, I got
yeah.
a crush on her. So
Yeah,
even at 50, was she like 50?
she's still beautiful, whatever the age
Still
is.
beautiful, bro. Dude,
Yeah,
killing these 30-year-old, 40-year-old women and older than them. It's like, god damn.
yeah,
I still did. She pulled up in a limo. I would still jump in to this damn day, even if I had a girlfriend. It was like, baby, I'm sorry, I gotta go.
yeah. Well, Sade ain't gonna let you have none, curse.
I know. Hey man, but don't kill my dreams though. Don't kill my dreams.
Yeah, it's like you look at chicks like that, you probably nigga be like, damn, she wouldn't even let me smell a pussy.
Nope.
Mm,
Nope.
dude,
I did.
well, okay, well, these chicks ain't rich, but dude, I get hit on by freaking 50-year-old women and shit like that. I told you about the lady who tried to take me home, but she was with a friend and they only had a 2-seater car. So it's like fuck.
Damn.
I didn't tell you that story?
Yeah, I think you did tell me that story.
Okay. Okay. Great night.
Uh, anyways, I'm just talking about random stuff today.
Yeah, she got a big forehead, but she cute.
I had some leftover stuff from the week. So what did I say? The truth keeps you traumatized. I got some notes. Let me pull some shit up right quick. Um,
Why do you say that?
the
Why do
truth
you
keeps you traumatized. That
yeah.
and it's
'Cause
really a Kanye West line that I kind of changed up a bit.
okay.
But it hits me hard, and so the truth does keep you traumatized. It's kind of like, when people in religion, when they start talking about something is blasphemy, and in a lot
Mm-hmm.
of situations that's like pushing you away from truth. Like that's your superstition that you're holding on to, and
Yeah.
you're holding on to your superstition to keep from learning the actual real knowledge. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? The real truth. Because the truth is ugly and harsh. You
Yeah, it
soften
is.
up stuff.
Yes, yes. That's what I
You
was gonna say.
you soften up stuff for kids, right? You soften up
Yep.
stuff for kids because reality is kind of harsh, really, you know. And
Yep.
so, but the thing is, in reality, as we grow, we avoid truth because it hurts. So that's
Yep.
what I mean by the truth keeps you traumatized. You're afraid. You're afraid of learning something that is gonna like go against what you always thought to be true, or you always believed to be true, or something that you accepted into your heart to be true.
Yeah.
Let me read Doc's comment right quick. He said, other than bluegrass and opera, I pretty much listen to everything, though I try to avoid auto-tuned mumble rap. I think everybody hates that, Doc, so you're okay with that. Fun Kanye pre Ray J or angry Kanye post Ray J. This is let me see. Truth keep niggas traumatized. I think this is post Ray J. But anyways, what do y'all think about that idea? About you know the fear of the truth, you know, and how like that's why when someone starts talking and then they're saying something that's really truthful, they cut them off or whatever. Like, okay, like the guy who you don't like that guy who's always telling you the truth. You know what I'm saying? I read a survey about friend. They said that your friends lie to you more than like anybody else. Your friends and your closest friends, they lie
Nah,
to
shit.
you a lot because they don't want to hurt your feelings or whatever. Like they want to please you. They want you to be happy. They want you to like them.
They
You
want
know what
you.
I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, but the truth, like, somebody telling you the truth about something, that hurts. And sometimes it feels like they're just trying to be mean. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you just trying to hurt me.
Yes.
You just trying to stab me. You're just trying to mess over me, or. But really, they not. They're really just trying to help you. So what do you think about that, Deuce?
Man, I I guess it depends on the person when it comes down to it, because you know, because I'm the type of person that I would rather you be upfront and honest with me about something that I've done or that you dislike about me or something that gets underneath your skin that I may do or say or you know, or I would prefer to know the truth than for things to be than for you to lie to me. But I get where you're coming from because there is a lot of people that are afraid of the truth. They're denial. They're in denial. So I can see where it can be traumatizing. You think about the families back in the day, the family secrets, and you have that one person that's kind of like the black sheep of the family and has had it up to here, and they start talking, and then you got everybody like, "Shut up! You better not say that." You know what I'm saying? Like, but uh, I think that society has allowed for people to feel the way that they feel about the truth and not want to know the truth. People would rather you lie to them than tell them the truth because a lie just sounds a lot better, I guess.
I don't know. I guess dude, as a humanity, dude, we're jealous, we're greedy, uh, we're envious. We do a lot of like evil things, man. So you can really hurt somebody by not, you know what I'm saying, letting them know what the truth is. And you can watch them and manipulate them and all that. It's pretty bad. My view on the truth and the way that I take it, dude. Yeah, tell me the truth. I don't care if it hurts. It's only gonna hurt for that moment, but once I know it, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just the fucking truth, bro. It's like
Yeah,
you
but
have to accept it.
there's a heavier level. Y'all are talking about relationships. So think about it as far as what if you find out like a lot of pro black folks and they feeling like black people were victims in slavery and colonization and all of this kind of thing. And then what if you tell
Mm-hmm.
them, hey, there was black people on the other side too in that. And then you know,
Yeah.
because there was. And,
I
and,
mean,
and go ahead.
yeah, from that standpoint and from that viewpoint, yeah, that can be traumatizing to people, especially if you got people that were brought up and they've only been taught one way, you know, and I think that's where you make people like you make them. I think it comes from them looking like an ass because they believe this way and this is what they've known. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like we have to get that out there, because I remember coming up as a kid, you know, you couldn't have told me that there was other
Mm.
people other than black folks that was enslaved and colonized and being treated the way that blacks were treated because I didn't know. That's not what I was taught. That's not what the people who were raising me taught. It wasn't until I got older and started you know, learning and listening for myself, you know what I'm saying, and doing the research myself to understand that. You know what I'm saying? And I think when you have topics like that, that's when you have the people that have been lied to all their lives and they believe a certain way. The first thing come out of their mouth, well, I'm not talking about everybody else. I'm talking about the harsh shit that black people face. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
And,
Like,
and that's what they do. They always redirect. It's like, well, we're not talking about that. Well, no, wait. What can we talk about? Let's talk. Let us talk about that. Let's have
Oh,
this conversation. You know what I'm saying? I was
oh,
watching a video about religion, and they were talking about how like the stuff with the Catholics and the Christians, like the Ethiopians, Christianity is old as hell, and like you know how like some you got these missionaries and they want to go to Africa and they go to Ethiopia and try to tell these people about the Bible and these people are like, wait, we actually we know this better than you. And then another thing is like how native traditions get co-opted by these religions and we ended up they changed the names and the but the rituals be the same and it come from like an ethnic aboriginal people's thing and the Aboriginal
mm.
people recognize it as something else, and you might call it, I don't know, St. Patrick's Day or something. And but they see it as something else. They see the symbols and they see the ritual, and they recognize it as something that they do. Are y'all hearing me?
yeah,
Yeah, I
we
hear.
got you. What's
Uh,
up, Pat?
What's the deal?
I
What's
ain't
yeah,
up,
that
Pat?
much, man. Yeah, man.
I overslept a little bit.
and I came on late. So I apologize, you guys. Um, But yeah, what I'm talking about is hitting somebody with a heavy ass fact. Let's say something about their personality. You know what I mean? A character flaw. You know what I mean? Um, constructive criticism. Because see, I've been in professional environments where they'll eat you, they'll chop you the hell up. It'll be in private, but it'll be real as fuck. Like it's real and specific. You know,
Yeah.
and you have to be able to take that, right? And deal with it and improve it. Also, you know what I mean. But for you to be able to improve it, you also have to have come to the realization that what they were saying was true, and it may have been something that you wasn't really aware of. You didn't notice that you were doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You smack when you eat. At our at our meetings, and it's embarrassing, damn it.
Yeah.
it's usually
Like,
not. It's usually not something trivial like that, because it's going to have to do with the bottom line, something that related to and also having to do with professionalism, because it might smacking, I guess, might deal with professionalism, but usually it's about developing your character and your ability to do your job and be able to do other people's job and the people's job above you. Just really just being like a functioning adult. You know what I'm saying? Some
Yeah.
stuff is simple, like being able to get up in the morning consistently, and wearing clean clothes and going to work consistently.
Oh
Like
wow.
when you have these kinds of jobs, they send you on these training workshops, and they're always developing you professionally, is what they call it. It's like
Yeah.
ongoing training.
Hey, so man, I'm Tuesday. I'm going up to my new job where I think I already told you that I'm about to start a new job, and so the owner told me, he was like, yeah, you can come back. He was like, let me see if we can rehabilitate you. And I was like, oh shit, like what? I was like, oh damn, like what does that mean?
Yep. So then, and then in that situation, that would be the situation where he's probably going to do an analysis of you, and then he's going to tell you
Hmm.
what he needs to see. He's going to be like, "Hey, I
Yep.
need you to do this, that, and the other."
And this
You know
is
what I'm?
this is you know this is a 4 or 5 star restaurant, man. So you know that I ain't joking.
Yeah. So I
You
know
got
how it.
Jack.
I know exactly how it goes. They're going to tell you specifically what they need you to do. Like you need to do
Yeah.
this, that, and the other. You know what I'm saying?
If you can't do that, then
All
the
right,
front door is right there.
look, don't be flirting with the customers no more.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't, you know,
Yep.
Yep.
Whatever it is, it'll be specific. Yeah. Yeah. So, and that what I'm saying is that can hurt, and we have the cognitive dissonance that we have, and like if it's not your boss and it's somebody else that's telling you these specific character flaws, and they're pointing them out for you, but they're not your boss, then how are you taking that in that situation? How are you
Most
reacting
people
at
just
that time?
flat out get angry. They just flat out get angry. It's like, damn, well, they get angry. It's like, how is this affecting you? Like, F off.
Yeah, and it could totally turn into a fight. But what if
Yeah.
they were coming at you like as a friend and was really trying to help you because they want to see you improve?
It depends on that person. I don't care about criticism, man. I really don't. Like, I get the shit every day anyway. I don't care, bro. It's like,
hey,
I I know what I'm doing to improve myself in my life. I know that. So as far as everything else and what people be saying, dude, yeah, I do my best to let the shit roll off my shoulder. I do my best, but if you keep on, just like you said, it could start a fight.
But
You keep on doing that. It's
it's
just like, damn, man. It's like,
honestly,
dude,
at that time, it's really just time for you to check yourself, because
this
I
is my
mean,
point.
you
This is
yeah,
somebody's reaching out. Yeah, it's not the most comfortable situation, but
yeah.
you know that the person that's talking to you, they ain't never done nothing to try to hurt you. They like, they only have examples of things that they've, reached out, or, like they, that that's one of your, probably close to your ride or die, somebody that then, that. you only have good examples of, because I mean,
Yeah.
the fake ones allow you, like they'll sit back and laugh at your ass and be like, this nigga, like he just, you know, this fool don't, he can't see this and that, and look, man, look what he doing now, blah, so they'll sit back and talk about you.
And that's
But
the
this person,
worst. And that's the worst. And not only will they do that, but they'll like gaslight you and patronize you, and they'll talk to you in ways, and they're really like you won't. Because I ain't gonna lie, I do this to people sometimes. I can be a bad guy sometimes, but I'm getting pleasure out of you, like because I'll ask you questions and I'll talk to you and I'll get you to, like, I'm trying to expose this thing that you should be able to see clear in your face, but you're not seeing it, and then I'll keep poking at it, and I won't laugh about it until later. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna laugh in the moment. This is something that's happening in my head, and then later on when I think about it, that's when I'll laugh. You get what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I'm not the only person that out there that does these kind of things. So I mean, like, it's an ugly side of me. I'm not saying it's a good thing. What I'm saying is that the point of what I'm saying is that the self-reflection is what needs to happen. You know what I'm saying? The truth keeps you traumatized because you're not willing to accept that truth. Once you shouldn't be afraid of it. You take it in. You know what I mean? You take it in
Yeah.
your gut. You take it into your
yeah,
heart.
yeah. I say this. I mean, because honestly, stuff like that, like I said, it's usually not gonna be comfortable, but you have to kind of think about, you know, the message and where the message is coming from. A lot of times that'll direct you more so right back to yourself for introspect, because you know that it's just time for you to just decide, okay, say, all right, well, damn, yeah, it's a new thing to you, you hadn't realized it, but all right, well, shit, let me see, you start trying to figure out different ways on, you know okay, maybe, do I do this thing? Okay, damn, I do that. All right. So, and then you just try to figure out what you can do to, improve from there. But
And I think a
other
lot
than
of people
that,
don't get to that point of, do I do that thing? I don't think they even make it that far. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the ones that do, half of them aren't honest with themselves. After that thought, nah, I'm I'm A1. You know what I'm saying? I keep it 100. Doc says, when people ask me a direct question that I'm reluctant to answer, I just ask them, "Are you sure you want to know?" Man, I do that too. I do the same thing, Doc. I love being the
yeah,
token old friend guy in the mom and pop Italian restaurant I work. It's like free money. Yeah, I'm like that
I
too, man. I give them a warning, and then like the people that's close to me, like my kids and stuff like that, then they'll know. They'll know. They'll be like, you know what? Okay, yeah, no, I'm good. No, 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 I'm good. Because a lot of times it
Mm.
might even turn into a whole ass like lecture. You know what I'm saying? Because some things are not easily explained. It takes time.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going through something like that right now because somebody that's real, real close to me. Actually, it's two people that's real close to me. I've been having this certain conversation with them, and it's, to me, it just seems like, okay, I know your ass smart as fuck, and I've given you, definitions and examples, but it just seems like, I mean, honestly, it just kind of seems like they really don't want to accept that as a truth. It's
Right.
like, they'll try to explain away or give opinions to excuse a fact. And I'm like, well, it don't work like that. There's, definite proof that these things are actual and factual, and, leading up, giving them resources, but, instead of following the resources to see for themselves, they'll just keep talking shit to me, and trying to, you know, almost antagonizing, because, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, bro, look, you're gonna have to do some research at some point. It don't matter what you believe all this time. Like you need to see this. Like go look at this. Blah 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 blah. That way, me and you don't have to be clashing every time this conversation come up because you're gonna
Yeah.
still try to explain some shit away that has already been explained.
And okay, so then we have to think about what is it? Sociopath, psychopath, what is it? What is the word I'm talking about? I'm trying to think of. It's a mental condition where you just like think about yourself only, and you like, and you gaslight everyone else always, and you never you can never accept when you're wrong, and you're a perfectionist. What is that called? It's called there's a word for it, but it's a personality. And but a lot of people have this, and they walk around, and they like you said, they just they don't want to see any of their faults. They can't see. Like, have you
Yeah.
ever met somebody who couldn't say they was wrong? You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's always something else. There's always a reason. There's always something. This, that, and the other. They can never say, you know what, I fucked up. My bad. I forgot. I made a mistake. I dropped it. I did
It's
whatever the
like
hell I did.
yeah, because I'm gonna tell you, like me personally, I'm kind of the type that's like, in the moment, yeah, maybe I am, I can be combative too, but then
Narcissism.
I,
Thanks, Doc.
yeah, yeah,
Narcissist. That's what I was thinking of.
yeah. Now, I mean, I can be combative too because I purely, and I think partially with my friend, that's kind of what's going on too. Like, I think he really doesn't understand, but I just, I think at some point, I know at some point for myself, after I've thought about it for a while, I'll go back and I'll be like, hey, I've been thinking about this thing that we talked about. It's making a little more sense to me. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And and maybe I have more questions or something like that. But it's I think to put your guards down, and you probably not gonna do it in any and everybody, but that self discovery and the introspect is something that is necessary for growth. So you don't ever want to get too big for your britches that
And society looks at this as it's weak, but you got to be strong as fuck to like being like, let's say you got into an argument and you like, no, hell no, you wrong about that or da 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 da. You felt you wasn't hearing her or him or whatever, and then later on, like you said, you think about it, you introspect, and then you come back around and you be like, you know what? Some of what you was saying, like I wasn't getting it at first. I thought about it, and I actually you was right. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You're right on some points. You know,
yeah.
like that actually takes a whole lot of strength because that's hard to do,
No,
right?
it is. It can be difficult, you know, but the pride and all that type of stuff. I mean,
But it's looked at as weak when you come like that. So that's one of the things with our society. You're
mm-mm.
never wrong. You're strong because you're never wrong. You're always right. You're organized. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and sometimes we gotta tell people, hey, nigga, motherfucker, you're not right. You're not always right. You know, since if you really want to argue about it, go on and pick up a book for the first time in your life.
And
And
then people feel real strongly about this, that, or another. And the question that I want to ask them, but I tend to not ask them because it turns and goes in a bad direction. But I want to ask them: is there a chance that you could be wrong about this thing that you feel strongly about? Maybe you've done a lot of studying or whatever the hell you've come to this conclusion, and you feel it wholeheartedly to be what it is. And then
yeah,
is there a chance? Is there a chance that you could, maybe your information was wrong, or maybe you interpreted it straight. Maybe the information was bad. Maybe someone misled you, misguided you. You know what I'm saying? Someone lied to you. You know,
Yeah,
is there a chance that you could
yeah,
be wrong?
yeah.
But
I hate
people
when
feel like they're an idiot, right? They feel like, I'm not an idiot. Nobody could have tricked me. I wouldn't have fell for some okey doke. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Yeah.
I was just gonna ask y'all, have y'all ever heard like when you're in an argument and you're bringing up valid points, factual points, and a motherfucker has the courage to look at you and say, "Oh, so now you're playing the victim role?" Bro,
Yep.
I hate that shit, bro. Like I've dealt with that shit. Like with like one of the the only time that I've truly ever really dealt with it was with my wife's family. And I bring up fact because this is the type of person I am. I'm not gonna create an argument or I'm not gonna argue with you unless I truly know. Because I overthink a lot of shit. Like I'm a overthinker. I always think. I try to think about everything I'm gonna say. I have to say. And I want to make sure if I'm gonna have an argument with you, I got some factual shit, some gritty shit. I try to think about
Uh
everything I'm gonna say. I have to say.
oh.
And I want to make sure if I'm gonna have an argument with you, I got some
You got another
factual
phone?
shit, some gritty shit. I try to think
Yeah, I'm
about
trying.
everything I'm gonna say. I have to say.
Uh
And I want to. I don't know what that is. If I'm gonna have an argument.
Yeah, what is that?
Oh, that must have been with Curtis.
Oh
But
shit, that was distracting as hell. Go ahead.
yeah, but and it's just like that's. I'm not saying that every argument I get into is that way, but if I'm gonna come to somebody with something that's bothering me, and I just like I truly hate that, and I think that's a defense mechanism for people, or to try to take the attention off of off of them and try to make you out to be a liar. You're playing the victim role. And it's like, no, the fuck, I'm not. Like, I'm telling you what it is. I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what I saw. The proof is that, like, I just, people, man. That's why I try my best not to have arguments with people.
Yeah. Let me read Doc's comment. He says, when confronted with people that don't like something I do, I
For
try
that
to
reason.
explain. Oh shit, you have fell out. Let me read the comment. When confronted with people that don't like something I do, I try to explain what my thought process were when I did said it. Unfortunately, people think it's arguing or making excuses, but it really is just trying to get them to understand the thoughts behind it, not just the right and wrong. Yeah. So yeah. So like like kind of like an explanation, like because I do that too. I be trying to show where my head was at, because that's what I want to know about you when you did whatever it was you did. Because sometimes people's heart is in the right place and they just do the wrong thing or whatever. You know what I mean? Like the impact of what they did wasn't their intention. Where their intention is where I'm want to know about. I'm still getting the echo from you, Curtis.
Still,
Yeah. Y'all, do y'all
you
hear
can
it?
still hear it right now.
Wait, it stopped. Wait, no, it is there. It's
What's up,
low in
man?
the background though.
I don't know how. There's nothing else on.
That's weird. Oh wait, I think it stopped. Anyways, yeah, so cognitive dissonance is what we're really talking about here. And I wanted to talk about anxiety and pooping. And
Boy.
look, okay, follow me. Think about this. Think about
Okay.
how, like, if you're under anxiety all the time, you're under stress all the time, you're always worried about something's gonna happen. Like you had a traumatic childhood where it was traumatic events happening time after time after time after time. So as an adult, you still are just waiting for that, like, rock to fall off the mountain or something, just really bad to just happen, like at any second, right? You have this
Yeah.
high anxiety, so it also causes a stress, and it also causes a restriction. So you got like an anal, like a retention, like like they say, people who are anal retentive or whatever. So what I'm saying is like, can having this kind of anxiety have an effect on your pooping? So then your body is not even pooping properly because you can't relax enough to get it all out because of this anxiety that you have.
Yeah.
And so it's like it's a mental issue that's leading to a physical manifestation related to your pooping, your digestive system.
Yeah.
Uh,
I I think it can have an effect on, I mean, shoot, not just those parts of your body, because I mean you end up with clenched up muscles. You get, of course, like headaches, the tension, and all that kind of stuff. Um, you, I mean, you neglect your water intake, and because I mean, that's you're not focused on the things truly of your health that keeps your body functioning. You don't breathe properly. Like it's a lot of different things, because I mean, if you just stop and breathe a lot of times, you can regain, your consciousness a little more, because you're getting enough oxygen to your brain. You might think about some of these things that you're anxious about and realize that it's not as bad as you think. So, um, all those things actually, I mean, happen, especially under an anxiety type of psychosis.
Hmm.
Let me read the comments. Doc says, I am more forgiving of a bad action if it comes from a good thought or place, even though I will be clear I think it's a bad action. So, like, that's exactly what I said. During heightened anxiety, the amount of serotonin increases in your gut and can cause spasms to happen throughout your entire colon. These spasms are enough to produce unexpected bowel movements. In addition to stress hormones, anxiety poop may also be linked to your nervous system. So, like, he's saying it makes you poop. I'm saying that I guess it can do both. Make you poop and make you not poop. So, but that's like something to think about. You know what I mean? Because look, like, I mean, this is serious. Poop is serious as fuck. You eat something that shit gotta come out, bruh. Like, you know what I'm saying? What they say? They say everybody carrying around a bag of shit with them. You know what I'm saying? But your system needs to expel, the stuff that it can't use. You know what I'm saying? And if it doesn't do that, then you get build up toxic materials in your system. That it ain't gonna do nothing good to your system because your system don't even want it in there. The system been trying to get it out.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Well, is it just those specific things that you mentioned that you're concerned about, or the all
That's
the over
related
all the all
overall with
the
the mental
overall?
health. I wanted to lead into mental health. So
Yeah.
like, yeah, I just use that as an example. So what did you want to say?
Well, I mean, because I mean, like overall, because I mean, I experience short-term anxiety, and I think for me, most of the times it's the body tension. Um, you know, shit, it's hard to release things in your body when you got your muscles tensed and you're holding things. You're, somewhat, because it's like a level of fear that you're, like in protective mode, to where you can't allow, certain things sometimes in or out. But you know,
I can understand that, man. Like, it's a
I,
crazy world, bro. It's a very crazy world, man. Like I don't seen some shit that I don't talk about. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
It's a
yeah,
crazy
but
world
but
out there.
well, look, I'm gonna tell you. I mean, being a truck driver, short-term anxiety probably hits you 3 or 4 times a day, because you got stupid ass cars out here that's want to move around, and you're not as fast as they are, but you know shoot, you might be close to an accident 2 or 3 times a day just because of other people's stupidity. Here you go, this asshole, this, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just,
Yeah.
you don't,
But
you had to, move from accelerator to brake within,
yeah.
point,
But
point.
that's light level. And but I wanted to
Yeah,
ask
but
Deuce
yeah,
about like this generational type trauma. You know what I mean? Like, because I know Deuce understands what I mean by when you grow up waiting for the fucking disaster to happen. You know what I'm saying? And then once you become an adult, you still have that fear of a disaster happening. You there, Deuce? Damn it! I wanted to hear what Deuce had to say.
what, what about this? Because I didn't grow up in the hood, but I, been in uh, different situations where certain, atmospheres can be, I guess, not really challenging. I mean, I ain't never, nobody ain't really fuck with me like that. But I mean, just, like maybe you've been around certain situations that's dangerous, and is it? I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's not a good example.
Because I
You
think
know.
Curtis grew up in a stable ass household too, right? Curtis, you had mom and dad there, and yeah, they
Yeah,
lived in the same house pretty much the whole time you was growing up, right?
yeah, I did.
See,
I had both of my parents.
Yeah, mine
see,
wasn't that stable. But
yeah. Well, my childhood was not.
mom's held it down, but
I moved so many times. I lived in so many schools. Sometimes I lived with my mom. Sometimes I lived with my dad. Sometimes there really was no parents around. Like that's how my childhood was. Sometimes I lived with my cousins. My childhood was berserk. So, but I know Deuce knows what I'm talking about. Where the fuck are you, Deuce? I need
I'm
somebody.
right here. Can you hear
Oh,
me?
yes, please help me. These old bourgeoisie niggas up here don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just fucking with y'all.
you
Oh,
know.
upper middle class, a stable household ass, growing up in ass niggas.
Nah, we was low. We were lower middle class. Shit, we still had to, eat mayonnaise and mustard sandwiches.
Damn. Yeah, man. Nah. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
I know I'm cutting in and out. I'm about to cross back into Texas from Oklahoma. I think that's the issue. But no, man, definitely. I faced that a lot coming up. You know what I'm saying? And I think that because of my trauma and the anxiety that I had of that, it drove me to work as hard as I did. You know what I'm saying? And it's just now that, going through the issues that I went through, in my marriage and things, and going to therapy, that I'm at a place where, I don't go as hard as I used to. I mean, 'cause there was times where like I would be gone. You know what I'm saying? And it's just facing that because I never wanted to go back and have my wife and my kids to have to go through the shit that I went through. You know what I'm saying? And and that's like I tell people, people be like, man, you doing good, man, you straight, and this and that. And my saying was, man, I'm one paycheck away from that homeless guy that's standing on the corner. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like that was my mind frame, because and that's why I think that's why I'm so humble now. Like, bro, I will give and give and give. I just from that. You know what I'm saying? Like I just, it's like now trying to balance. Like me being a company driver, I'm making good money. I'm home a little bit more, but at the end, at the core of me, in my gut, I'm just like, fuck, I need to get a truck. I need to get a truck. This shit ain't, this not me. Like I need more. I need more. I need more. Like I'm still faced with that, bro. And I try to hide it from my wife, but then it kind of comes out when she's like, we're talking about taking a trip or doing this, and she's like, you're very uninterested in what I'm talking about. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm just trying to map out the money and this and this and
because
that,
you thinking
you
about
know.
making money you instead of spending it. She like,
Yeah,
let's enjoy some of this. Let's live a little bit. You like, shit. During that time, while I could be making this amount of money, while we over here doing that shit, I'd be the made this
yeah,
amount. I know how it goes because my brain works like that too. But the point is the anxiety, right? The anxiety of
yeah,
disaster. That's what drives you to keep on making all this money because you know if whatever disaster happened, if your bank account is fucking nice enough, you can weather the fucking storm.
yeah, yeah, man. And that's the biggest thing, you know. And it's just, bro, yeah, yeah, man. It's just, yeah, that's just crazy. But man, I know you jumped to this topic, and I'm not trying to go back too much on what we were previously talking about truth traumatizing people or being traumatized by the truth. But I I can honestly say today that's why I don't have a lot of friends because I've always tried to tell people the truth, man, and like I've always thought beyond the realm of people my age. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when motherfuckers start having conversations, and then when I speak up, when I start talking, like I even noticed this, like if I'm with my wife and we're hanging out with like some of my cousins or like coworkers of hers, and I start talking and I start speaking some shit, you know what I'm saying? That my wife may make her a little uncomfortable. Like she'll start speaking over me. You know what I'm saying? And then like when we get in the car later, she'll be like, you was finna go down this. I'm like, why are you so like, what is it where you don't want me to inform people? I'm informing people. Like I'm talking. Like I can't. If I fuck with you, I cannot have a moment where I don't tell you the truth or speak the truth
Because
around you. And
society
I know.
because society sees it as
And,
rude. You're rude. You're not being politically
yeah,
correct. If you're saying the raw
Yes.
truth in the car with the friends, it's embarrassing because it's rude to them. You know, it might hurt their feelings. But see, what I be saying about like I be looking for people like me. But I always say, how do you find a person like me? Because we're not gonna talk. So that's the problem in the car. We don't want to have these real conversations because it could offend someone or make someone uncomfortable. So we don't want to be truthfully and honest where we're coming from and have these hard conversations. So but then we don't know where everybody else is at because the other person could actually maybe agree with you or be thinking something very similar, but we ain't even gonna go down that road because we're all afraid of offending someone getting offended, someone's feelings
yeah.
getting hurt, and it's
And like I
embarrassing, and
say,
it's
bro,
like I say, it's rude.
yeah, yeah. To this day, man, like I just want to say, I don't have. Besides the fact that I work a lot, I don't really. I got one friend, bro. Like truly one friend. You know what I'm saying? And with him, he's one of them nonchalant, don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? So like I can say whatever I'm speaking to him, and like he'll know that shit be the truth, and he be like, man, you know what? Yeah, but man, fuck that. It's kind of like having that balance. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Like we're gonna do this. Like fuck what you talking about right now. We'll hear that shit. Like, but I can still be honest with him. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just yeah, and it's like he even has to defend me in some cases because people be like, man, that nigga Daryl a trip. Daryl a trip. Like he be like, nah, he's not like that. Like he like if he talk to you on that level, it's because he likes you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
yeah. So but what about Big Mama? What about what Big Mama told us? What about what Mama told us that wasn't true? And when we grew up and we realized that it wasn't true, and us, taking a long time to get to the point to accept this.
man, they said a lot of shit. But I can honestly say my big mama that I stayed with in Louisiana, I don't think she ever lied to me, bro. Like she was always like, do whatever you want. You could do whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing holding you back. I don't know. It wasn't until like you moved to Houston and it was just different.
Well, what I'm saying is it had to be something that people were telling you when you were younger that you when you grew up that you realized it's like, wait, hold on, that was that was a bunch of bullshit.
Well, I guess the biggest thing was growing up in the hood, how racist you come to find as you get older, how racist your people really are. Like you be like, damn, black folks racist as fuck. Because I used to
I,
get told all the time, you better stop playing with them Mexicans.
I say that all the time, and black people always be trying to say, "Oh, black people can't be racist." I'm like, no, nigga, I know a lot of racist ass black people, bro. Like, get the
Yeah,
fuck out of here. They be talking
Look,
like,
about
y'all leave me alone. No, I'm just playing.
like I used to get told all the time. I think I remember like y'all are, it was either you or Lisa or mom, somebody got pissed off, dog, because I was missing in action and I was at my little Mexican friend house and y'all like, y'all don't know what the fuck them Mexicans, you don't know what the fuck them Mexicans doing in their house? So it's just like, don't fuck with the Mexicans. Stay
yeah,
away from the white, you know.
black people, man. My baby mama, I ain't gonna say which one. One of my baby mamas is racist as fuck, bro. She black. She is racist. So, I mean, we talk about the institution of racism, the white supremacy, because we have systems in place to support it, but that doesn't mean that doesn't have to do, because people like to argue that black people can be racist because we don't have institutional racism. I'm like, whatever, nigga. Go. What school did you go to, nigga? What you get into a group of black folks, whatever group, that's becomes an institution, and niggas tend to be racist, bro, and they will be, and it'll be that, and that'll be what it'll
Well,
be.
well, there's an argument, and maybe this is off the point, but it's in all, I guess technically, in order to practice racism, you have to have a certain level of power that us as a whole of black people don't have that type of power. So you can't call they say you can't call us racist.
Yeah,
So
that's the argument. But I say you get them, and what high school did you go to? I bet you niggas ran that motherfucker. Any
that
kind of groups, you go to a party. So
you
the macro versus the micro, I say. Because once it's more black people in the crowd, they running the show every time.
I think, I don't know if they, I know, well, we know they didn't intentionally do it, but them always talking about go to school, get an education so you can get a good job. Like that's just for the birds. Like at the end of the day, bro, I don't desire to work for a motherfucker, dog. I want
Mm-hmm.
nigga, like I want freedom. Like I don't even desire to work. I want to get my own truck because I know the kind of money I made and the freedom that it gave me. But at the end of the day, I don't even want to work for myself owning a truck. I want now. I'm at a place in my life, bro, where I want absolute freedom, where I can work from a fucking computer and I can be in Costa Rica working.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Like that's
oh
where I'm at. Like I did the trucking thing and I love it. It's a great opportunity to make some good money quick. It's a great opportunity to be able to provide and help others. I would like to have a transportation business. Have my own trucks or my little 26-foot box trucks, delivery box trucks with my own logistical warehousing system or something like that. That's my true desire. But I don't want to be tied to the fucking truck, bro. I want to be the boss outside the business. You feel me? Like I don't want to be the worker within the business. That may sound stupid as fuck, and if it does, hey, I can accept that criticism, but I just want to be somewhat free. And I'm not saying sitting behind a computer gives you freedom, but to be able to connect and watch what's going on and handle Zoom meetings and things like that within my business in another country and I'm with my wife and my kids, bro, that's my true desire. Like that working for something or someone is just that's just needed. I'm not gonna say working for something, but working for someone. It's just not my desire, bro. Like it's not, you know. 'Cause if you ask me if I'm getting paid enough, and my salary is 140 some thousand a year, that ain't enough. My money ain't enough for what I do. My time is worth more than that, in my opinion. So it's like, how do I get to that next? That's where that's the rabbit hole I'm going down. How do I get to that next level? What steps am I need to take? That's me. You know,
Yeah.
I don't
So
say that much, but I feel like this is a platform where I can say it, and I know I'm around talking with some guys that can, give good constructive criticism. And like I say, I may sound stupid as fuck with what I'm saying, but that's just my gut. That's at my core. That's my true feeling.
yeah, we are getting screwed. It's the American dream that they sold us. Like that nigga said, you have to be asleep to believe it.
Huh.
So, because we all on the treadmill. It's not enough. Just, of course, it's not. You're not wrong for saying 140 a year is not worth your time, bro. Your time is priceless.
Hmm. Who made the
Yeah, like
comment you had to be asleep not to notice?
Who said that? George Carlin. It
Okay.
was in a joke.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. He's now you see that's the guy. I mean, he does it in a comedic way, but he's a brutally honest type of person that when he gets on stage, he knows a lot of people are not really willing to really accept how corrupt maybe your government is, or whatever issues that you deal with directly. But shoot, George Carlin, he didn't give a damn.
And, and,
Look,
and, and,
you
and
about you about to get that work.
it shows something about society where you can get the most truth from comedians, like Dave Chappelle. Like most people can't say the stuff Dave Chappelle says without, even he be getting a whole bunch of, but other people couldn't get away with it at all. Like
Mm-mm.
they would end
Yeah,
up
for real.
going viral and becoming canceled, and people would be throwing eggs at their car and shit.
Yeah, that hurts. But
Mm,
uh,
crazy world,
But
man.
hey,
uh,
guys, but did that make sense? What I was saying, though, bro?
Yeah,
Like at all? Did that?
I heard you loud and clear, man. But the thing is, what I want to focus on is the anxiety part, the traumatic, you know, reaction from childhood and wanting to be safe and using money as a safety net, if you will. But, but, but the living life is being alive. You know what I'm saying? The amount of time, like you said it really clearly. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. So sometimes we need to think about the balance, the work life balance. People that live these bougie motherfuckers, they understand work life balance, bro. And no matter how much money they making, they not gonna let the shit unless they working in the industry like entertainment and sports and shit like that. But these are mules anyways. That's what people have to understand. A lot of them are clowns. I'm talking about the
you ain't gonna keep calling out my name, bro.
but a lot of the ones that know what's up, the ones that know what's going on, they know about work life balance. And no matter how much money they're getting paid, they're not gonna let their work life balance be disrupted. So they know they gotta be spend a certain amount of time with their wife, they have to spend a certain amount of time with their kids, and they have to spend a certain amount of time with themselves. And they know this. And they go through their routines and that's what they do. But they
Is that
got the
Courtney?
rest of the they got the rest of the world. Yeah, that's Courtney. They got the rest of the world on this. Oh, go make more money. Go make more money. Go make more money. You know what I'm saying? And we are not thinking about work life balance. Our boss is talking about come get this overtime. You know you want to drive that Range Rover or whatever. Maybe I don't want to drive the Range Rover. Maybe I'm good with this old Toyota. You know what I'm saying? And I want to
Mm-hmm.
go ahead and spend my time, you know, more with my family, with myself, with my kids, walking in the park, whatever the hell
Dude,
I want to do.
dude, Jay Lethal was just talking about that today, man. He was talking about that today. It's like, like where black people come from and like the tribes and stuff like that. He's like, yeah, man, we used to just go out, do your damn job, and they spent majority of their time with their family enjoying life, man. We ain't nowhere near close to that. We ain't nowhere near close. My dad worked his whole goddamn life to provide for four damn kids. And the results of that is my mom has a paid off house and she ain't got to do shit. My mom works now because she want to work. The shit's crazy, man. It's like, just thinking about that shit, and it's like, damn, is that what I'm here for? Is that what I was
Just to
born to do? That?
work, and then
Yes,
die.
yes. No. It's not anything on my dad. My dad, you've heard the horror stories. My dad was a real goddamn man. And I don't say a real nigga and no shit like that. It's a full blown goddamn man. I don't have another example like my dad. But the damn thing about it is, man, it's like shit. He spent majority of his life providing for us, and I ain't got no kids, so it's like, what the fuck am I out here doing? So just food for thought, bro. Food for thought.
Man, I tell people all the time, bro. Like I have a cousin that has no kids. It's just him. He cuts hair, and it's great that he cuts hair. He makes good money. And I keep telling him all the time, I'm like, look, bro, you have no kids, you have no wife, you have a girlfriend. Like, dude, this is the time now for you to get as much as
Tra-
you can.
Travel
Like,
the world.
all of that hanging out with your homeboys around Houston every weekend at the club, spending money on all
I
these
Yeah.
shoes,
swear.
clothes. Like, bro, this is the time. Like, your money is pretty much freed up.
And
Besides the little bills that you, and his bills, like I think he spent like maybe 50, well, maybe 2 grand a month, and that's between rent, and all of his bills and his little car notes. I'm
if
like,
if
bro,
if
like
if I
you
didn't
should
have
be
Anaya,
investing your money.
if I
Like,
didn't have Anaya, I know I would not be in the United States right now. I
yeah,
wouldn't
I'm
be
not
here.
even talking about that. Well, that's something too. But I'm just telling them, like, dude, like invest your money. Like you're making. He's a barber, and he makes like me and him had a conversation one time, and like his lowest take home for the week was like $1,200 since he's been cutting hair. You know what I'm saying? This dude is making what owner operators driving a truck because he has so much clientele. All the little kids, all the big dudes. But like this dude is making $3,000 to $4,000 a week cutting hair, bro. 6 days a week, like no bullcrap. Like you know what I'm saying? Little kids come in and get them specialty cuts. That's easy. That's off the month of $35, $40. You know what I'm saying? Getting these specialty haircuts from me. Hey, stay packed. And I'm like, bro, invest your money, man. Stop saving your money in these banks. Like, start investing. Open up your Robinhood account. I was like, and all of his partners, they know about the NFTs and stuff like that. Like, like, man, like, get put on some game.
I
Cause,
be
bro,
telling
I
them.
can tell you right now, if I didn't have no, well,
I be
I love
telling
my
that nigga
kids.
to travel the world. That's what I would be telling them to do. You ain't got no attachments. You can go wherever the hell you want to go. So go wherever the hell you want to
Yeah,
go.
I mean that'd be cool too to travel the world, but he desires to have kids and get married someday, and that's why I'm looking at lay out a financial foundation, now, so that because of that, man, because of the once you with somebody, y'all can be married for 10 years with no kids, but the minute y'all have a child, that changes the dynamic of the relationship. Things change. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Things are taken more seriously. Finance become a major deal. So if you build that foundation, that's one of the things that I sit back and I think about myself. My wife and I had our first kid when I was 22 years old. I was just getting started in the trucking industry. Had I knew what I knew now at the age of 35, bro, I would have probably just now been talking about having kids. You know what I'm saying? because I would have been, you know, trying to make the better, like knowing, running into people, meeting people like Pat, other people that's out here making waves in their careers,
I,
financial catalogs and stuff
and let me
like,
jump.
man,
Wait, let me jump in there. I think having kids young is related to traumatic childhood. How old were you when you had your first kid?
my first child, I was turning 22 when she was born. No, yeah, 22.
Hey,
Yeah, she
my,
was born in November, and then that December, the very next month, I turned 22 years old.
yeah, I was 22 years old when I had Tariq, my first child. So look at this comparison. And Pat waited till later to have a child, and Curtis hasn't had children yet. And they grew up in stable ass households. And I'm saying the trauma of your childhood is the reason why we had kids early, because it's like us escaping, and making our own family, trying to do it right or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Now, my cousin, like, he grew up in a pretty stable household, and his father, was pretty well off. He was one of the top engineers for Exxon Mobil for over 40 years, so they had a really good, stable household, and things of that nature. And so, I mean, he doesn't have any kids or anything like that, but yeah, bro, like knowing, like, the things that I know now and the people that I've ran across in my life now, had I knew them back then at that age where I was making all that money, bro, I'm just, yeah. So, yeah, Curtis, you ain't got no kids. Hey,
No.
man, you need to get out. Hey,
Huh?
I would be maximizing my time right now to
Well, shit, I'm trying.
lay that financial foundation for not just for no kids, but for yourself. Like,
Yeah.
bro, no kids, a girlfriend. Hey, I'll be stacking bread and traveling, going places. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, I do want to try.
I'll make sure to have me a credit card where I earn air miles and shit. My flights will be free like a motherfucker.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
So generational curses. The nigga Alex from work, Curtis. His family worked in the airline industry. My
I didn't know
I have
that.
a, and I have a cousin, and he used to work in the airline industry, and it's like direct family members get real good discounts on flights.
That's badass.
so my cousin Bobby, he would be talking about flying back and forth to Hawaii and shit, like all the time, because it didn't cost him hardly nothing. You know what I mean?
Good buddy
Hmm.
plan.
So him and his wife flying back and forth to Hawaii and different wherever the hell they want to go. And that's the thing. Alex is here because of that, and he was in Las Vegas. He lived in Las Vegas, and he
Yep.
lived in somewhere else. And so like he had that's like generational, because he had the opportunity of that because of his parents, being stable and working in the airline industry. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just trying to, like, not all people have the same opportunities is what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's a
Um,
struggle, boy.
no, we don't. But a lot of times it goes back to what you do with that, man. Because I know I homeless, grew up in foster care, pillar to post, and I know kids that had stable households, two good parents, and they are, chose the other route. It's about what you do with it, in my personal opinion. But yeah, man, like it seems like for me, bro, like when I look around, one
Well,
of the reasons why I go so hard is because at the end of the day, and I'm not saying that we should, but at the end of the day, I have nothing or no one to fall back on. Like
I
it's just
know.
me out here.
That's what
I
I
don't.
say
It's just
all the
me. If
time.
something happened to me, who the fuck can I? Who can
There's
my
no
wife and
one.
my kids fall
No
on?
one.
There is no one. It's
No
just
one.
us. Like when her mom passed away, that was the last thing. That was the last help that we had. Like other, it's just us, bro. And
It
that's what I'm
scares
on.
me.
I'm
That's
about
why
leaving.
that's why I don't drive if it's icy conditions, or like I'm really trying to conserve my life, because I be, not for me, but for because a lot of, just like you were saying about the millionaires, and a lot of people depend on them. I don't think you have to be a millionaire for a lot of people to depend on you.
No, I mean,
uh,
I don't think that that's necessary, because I mean, people might depend on you for other reasons, but as far as you exerting the energy that it takes for you to fulfill a lot of those orders, money makes it easier for you to still be
yeah,
able to help them without exerting all the energy. But I
yeah.
I kind of want to go back to the whole, opportunities thing. And I don't know, maybe it's, the terminology, I don't know, maybe you can clear this up for me. But I mean, everybody has the same opportunities. I don't know if it's just this perspective that I'm looking at. Every God, allows everybody to be able to do all the same things. And just because, some people may be in a position, to be able to get things quicker, I don't think it, negates people from being able to,
Well,
still.
if your parents work for the airline industry and you can fly to Japan for $15,
Okay.
that's not the same situation as a teenager. That's not the same situation that others have.
Well, I hear you. I mean, but if your mama working at McDonald's, shit, you got more likely to get you some good hot fries. I mean, I
You
don't
can't
know. I'm
compare
just
hot
saying.
fries to a flight to Japan, bro.
Well,
They're not in
I
the
mean,
same league.
no, I'm being facetious, but I'm just. However, you know, it does that mean that because this person can go at $15? I mean, can they still not go?
I mean, any one of us could take a flight to Japan right now. All of us right here on this live could take a flight to Japan, but it's gonna cost, and it's gonna be more than $15.
Well, it's probably gonna be like $1,500. But and I feel what you're saying. I mean, the access is will be great. I got a friend that actually his wife works for the airline, and I don't even think it's $15. I think it's free.
Yeah.
Like if you have somebody, your close family that works for an airline, shit, it's the buddy pass. You need to you going where or whatever. Okay, bam,
Yeah,
you own the flight.
yeah. I
You
got
just
a
say,
high school friend the same way. She works for Southwest, and man, she ain't got no kids. When I tell you this girl be all over Instagram, bro, she be in all these other countries. You know what I'm saying?
shit.
She
When I
works over at Hobby.
when I retire, maybe I'll go and work for the damn airline so I can, you know,
Fly
Yeah.
wherever you
so,
want to
so
go. Hey, that makes sense, Pat.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
some little old job, whatever it is, some little old janitor, whatever the hell, cart pusher, some shit.
Yeah. And
and
I ain't
say,
gonna lie
hey,
to you though,
look,
bro. When I gotta take a long flight like that, I need to holler at somebody that's got some good drugs.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm the same
yeah,
way. I'm the
Cause
same
I
way.
just don't think something that fucking heavy should be in the air, dog.
It's because you putting all your faith in a man, bro. That them pilots, bro. Like, and they can make mistakes. And I mean, we have a really good system. It's actually more dangerous to drive a car than to fly in a plane. But still, I'm like, it's this one dude up there, and then you got some computers that helping out, and then you got the co-pilot, and then you also got flight control. But it's only so much they can do, and niggas make mistakes. And Josh was talking about conspiracy theory of Aaliyah and also Kobe Bryant. So, but I believe both of those situations were not conspiracy theories. They were just people fucking up, people making mistakes, humans error.
hmm.
I don't
Mhm.
know. I don't know about that, but I just like I say, man, I know that sounded real crazy off the beaten path what I said, but I remember having to fly for my one of the trucking companies I worked for. When my truck went in the shop, they didn't have any loaner trucks, so they had me go and repossess trucks for them. So they would fly me to different cities around the U.S., bro. And I can tell you, every flight I got on, I would literally go straight to sleep, bro. Put me just let me go to sleep.
If it's
I
a
grab
long flight, I ain't gonna lie. I would rather have some drugs and kind of just sleep through it. I ain't gonna lie. The landings and the takeoffs. Doc says you are not trusting the pilots. You're trusting the ground repair crew. I believe that, and the maintenance crew probably of that plane, because that's what be happening sometimes. The maintenance wasn't right. The pilot can't know anything about that. That's not his job. And the fucking engine blowout or some stupid shit happen. They lose pressure. Yeah, bro. The takeoffs and the landings always
That's
the
why they
land.
sound those big air horns at major airports, like at JFK and all of those airports, like up there in Midway and what's the other airport that's up there in Chicago? Midway, O'Hare. You'll hear them every morning, bro. They sound off those big ass fucking air horns to make the birds flee. 'Cause that's the biggest issue right there, birds.
Yeah, I heard about that. And the birds can they'll get into the engine, like they'll get sucked into the engine and it'll fuck up the damn plane's engine.
Uh,
Yeah,
But
what the
but we gotta also remember that the commercial airlines they are a business just like a lot of these trucks out here on the road, and at the end of the day they have a bottom line, and sometimes they do cut corners.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
but like I say, man, it's just that was just a little joke I had to make, but I ain't gonna lie, dog. If I gotta take a 24-hour flight, bro, let me have some good shit, like for real. like, like for real, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. But, I'm not a drug addict, but I'm just saying.
One
I
of the
don't
other
know.
topics. Hey, don't judge. One of the other topics I wanted to touch on was good dreams and bad dreams. Cause there was a long time where I only had bad dreams. I was talking to Josh about this, and fairly recently I had a good dream, and I woke up feeling good. But if I have this reoccurring like nightmare where I'm like running from something, there's like something trying to kill me, and then there's like a group of people. It always starts off with a group of people, and then as the dream goes on, that thing and that I never ever get to see, monster or whatever, gets them like one by one, and we're all just like trying to get away and survive and hide and all of this shit, like, and I wake up tired and sweating and shit.
I'm sorry for
Like,
laughing, bro. I know you're being serious. I'm sorry.
laughing at my pain. See, that's why I laugh at you,
Oh,
Curtis.
dude, look. I'm sorry, man.
Uh,
Hey,
dreams,
man, dude, we do this every day, bro. We do this every day, man. We're telling
Yeah,
people the damn truth. We do
yeah,
this every day. Don't make me seem like the
yeah,
bad guy. We do this all the
yeah,
some,
time.
yeah. So
some
the
dreams have meanings, though, but sometimes they say that your dreams can be based off of your diet and how you're eating. If you're eating bad, if you're eating good, what you're eating, the time you ate before you actually went to sleep. Sometimes our dreams could be our subconscious. It has a lot of different things. Now, I will say this here, just a little testament. Uh, I talked with Pat the other day, and I was telling him I listen to white noise before I go to bed. And so he told me that he listened to positive affirmations. And so what I did when I went to lay down, I cut on I cut on there's these different signal waves that you can listen to, and it removes because I wanted my mind and body and my everything to be ready to receive these positive affirmations. So what I did is I found this deal to listen to that removes all negative energy waves and vibrations. It's supposed to align with what is it called, your chakra or whatever, and all this stuff to remove all of the negative energy around you. I listened to that. It actually put me to sleep. But I woke up as it went off, and then I put the positive affirmations on. And I tell you, like just that right there, and it may be a subconscious thing. I've been having like these just great dreams, man. For the past 2, 3 days, like literally, like great dreams.
Hmm.
Mm.
So, but
Yeah, that's
I
that
also have a
bullshit.
lot of dreams about real life stuff, man. I call my wife just to not to put too much out there, but I call my wife and I told her I was like, we're having a conversation. I say, babe, for the past couple of weeks, I've been having a dream that I'm like a deacon or something or an usher in a church. And I went to the seating area in the lobby of the church where the TV was, and there's a lady laying there that's crying. She's sobbing, and she's like, okay. And I'm like, when I asked her, are you okay? Do you need to speak with someone? She says, no, I'm fine. I'm fine as long as I can stay here in this church. I'm praying, and I'm sobbing because I had a miscarriage, and I'm trying to figure out my life and what went wrong, and just trying to get my life together so that I can be a better wife unto my husband. And I'm like, okay, and I wake up. And it's just so funny, bro. We had this conversation, and I kept asking my wife all week. I'm like, hey, what's wrong? What's going on? Like, you just seem off. Your whole aura, your whole vibe, just and I'm an overthinker, and I pay attention to everything, to people. This is why I don't like the text. I rather hear your voice because I want to hear the way your voice tremble and this and that, and it's so funny, bro. I shared that dream with her, and tell me why my wife started sobbing, and crying on the phone because she was like, that sounds just like. And I don't know why, but since a kid, bro, I've had dreams like that would always point to somebody around me that's going through something. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, because we did endure a miscarriage, about 4 months ago. So, you know,
So, but look how the universe works, bro. Like, and me bringing up dreams, and then you recently having this issue. Anaya's mom, we went through a miscarriage too. That was rough. And I went through a really rough miscarriage with my first baby mama. So, women take miscarriages really, 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 you know, really hard because they feel like so what's wrong with me? I'm not good enough. Like I messed up, or my body isn't good enough. Like, you know what I mean? That's how they feel. Like they feel like it was their fault or whatever. They take it bad.
yeah,
It's a tough thing. So and when we could talk about post, uh, after you have a child, what is it called? After you have a child, they also go through.
postpartum depression.
Postpartum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and that's a real, real, real thing. So like, and it lasts for years. Like people think it goes away right away. Like I think it's like 3 or 4 years that some women can suffer from that, and that's a real thing. So the baby is like 2, 3 years old, and they really going through this, this thing, this mental thing that they're going through.
Yeah. Um, I know some people that had suffered from that, and you know, some of it's kind of mild cases. Some of them get somewhat extreme. You know, it's actually pretty common, but I think a lot of it is you know, modern medicine doesn't really know much about it because they don't study it to that extent. But a lot of it is like imbalance, like a nutrient imbalance. Like the child has just robbed them of a lot of the you
Especially if
know
they're nursing
the
afterwards too.
yeah, the minerals, the nutrients and things that their body need, and you know that's mainly what's happening to them. It's a mineral imbalance, or no, deficiency. It's a mineral deficiency, where if their body was more balanced with with those essential minerals, they it wouldn't happen. So any women that might be listening, or the guys who have women in their lives that may deal with that, you let them know that that's something that they can fix with different teas that can help build up certain things. You just go to because I mean, natural. There's you look up natural remedies for whatever, but dandelion teas, red clover. There's different things that can help you rebuild your you know mineral intakes. And of course, leafy greens and all those other things. But
Also,
you can,
mental health help, like what is it? Psychology, what psychiatrists, um, somebody to talk to. Um, but I wanted to tie it back to the dreams because you said mineral deficiency, and it kind of rang with what Deuce said about the dreams, that sometimes maybe it's a mineral deficiency that you're having, and then he was talking about the mindset that you have when you go to sleep, maybe that can impact it. So
That's that's very huge. That's true, bro. What you thinking about before you go to sleep? Yeah, man. Like that impacts your
well,
dreams. It impacts your sleep. It impacts a lot of things.
So what about
yeah,
prayer? A lot of people like to pray before they go to sleep or meditate or
Prayer,
whatever.
prayer is a form of meditation,
well,
man.
well, well. What Deuce is talking about is a little more than that. Is because actually, when you're listening to the certain music, there's certain tones that resonate within like deep inside your brain, your subliminal, I mean, not your subconscious mind, and that those affirmations are training you know your inner mind that actually
Yeah,
does the majority of your thinking for you. You're training it to see, to potentially see the world in a different light. you know
yeah.
so when you can actually train yourself to some people learn other languages by doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, so but what about the spiritual side? Me having this scary ass dream and I'm literally waking up sweating and tired, and like the other realms and us moving around, and like I don't know, like bad dreams versus good dreams. So like let's say, okay, so you guys are saying if you put yourself in a good place and you let yourself be influenced by these vibrations or
Yeah.
whatever, and then that should give you good dreams or whatever. So but what if you have that and then you still have like a nightmare? So like
I mean, it's quite
Most.
possible, bro. I mean, it's quite possible. The thing about that is, even though you can set your mind to be in a happy place. Like me personally, I like to be alone. It's a crazy world. It's a crazy fucking world. And there's so much things that there's so many things that I have to process throughout my day. But even if I come home, I have my beer, the cat's happy. She's somebody called me today. I ain't gonna say no names. You know what I'm saying? It's like even if I have all that, I can still have a nightmare that night. You know what I'm saying? So
so So yeah, so tell me, you guys. Let's get a bit personal. Do any of y'all have, like, Deuce shared a little bit, but do any of y'all have like reoccurring type of nightmares? And like, what do you think that says about like your psychology or where you are mentally? Or do you have reoccurring good dreams? And what is that? How is that reflected? Or what do you think causes that?
I want
Well,
to say this real quick,
for me,
if y'all don't mind.
go ahead.
I was told I got a aunt that's real spiritual, and she has like dreams.
Oh,
And she was telling me that if you're dreaming this right at night, it's usually detected. nightmares that have real people.
He said that I know y'all probably couldn't hear him that good. The
He said,
nightmares that reappear, and it's like God speaking to you, depending on like what he say, the colors, or if it's a good dream or if it's a bad dream, like God speaking to you through your dreams.
Yeah, if it's in
I,
color,
I believe I believe that 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 is there, because honestly, like when it comes to dreams, that is totally like that's like your subconscious, and these are things that you have maybe things that you're going through day to day, that attachments that you have to negative energies, um you know but regardless, like you know if you hold on to those things, yeah. But when you try to cleanse yourself of that and reprogram that whole, because I mean, you gotta remind yourself or remember the fact that it's one mind,
yeah,
and the way you connect to it is the things that you're gonna allow yourself to be able to see. So
yeah,
if you're really trying to detach from the negative energies, you have to connect to positive ones. So
correct.
the potential is higher to see, whether you're having, these nightmares, or you having a pleasant dream where you're walking through, a bunch of lilies, or some tulips and shit. It's gonna be more on a higher vibration. So that's what it is.
Hmm.
Your connection, how you choose to, you know, go,
Well,
because I mean,
well, let me
some
ask
some
you, Pat, because
some
what if
some some people don't shower before they go to bed. Some people, what I'm saying, like they don't cleanse all of the negative energies from their body before they try to get rest, and they're clinging on to all these different energies that they run into throughout the day. You mad, you got people at your job that you can't stand, but you that's one of those energies you hanging on to by not going, doing. And it's not, of course it's more than just the physical cleanse, but that physical cleanse begins the releasing of those those spiritual things that you might be holding on to.
Yeah.
yeah. So, but wait, let me ask you, Pat. What do you have dreams, or do you have trouble remembering dreams? Do you have good dreams, bad dreams? Do you have reoccurring dreams?
Honestly, I mean, I can remember my dreams every so often, but I have, every night I actually go to sleep with these whether they're miracle tones or positive affirmations. And honestly, a lot of times I'm just asleep.
Yeah, but how do you know you're not having dreams and you just don't remember them?
Well, I'm not. That's what I'm saying. I can't say that I don't have dreams, but I can say that I don't remember 'em. If like that's, is it a dream if you don't remember it?
Right. That's it. Does a tree make noise in the forest if no one's there to hear?
Exactly. I mean, you
Well,
you
when
would
was the
think.
last? Can you remember last dream you remember having? Was it a good one? Was it a bad one?
For me,
Yeah.
um, I really don't know. Like, I mean,
What about Curtis?
I
Did you say a specific dream? Can you remember a dream that you had, or what was the last dream you had? Was it scary? Was it good?
you said Curtis, or you still asking about
Cur-
me?
Curtis,
Oh, yeah.
Curtis, you there? Because Deuce told us a story. You froze up or something. I can see you, but I can't hear you. Anyways, there was another topic. Hold on, let me pull it up. Oh yeah, like the Sackler family and how you made your money. Y'all know who the Sackler family is, right?
No.
I don't.
They're the ones that own I want to say Purdue Pharma, but I don't want to say the wrong company. But they were basically the ones that I think they do aspirin and Tylenol. Man, I'm gonna stop lying, bro. They're so
Purdue.
yeah. I want to say, but I could be wrong. There, but I know for sure the opiates that have been out and they sell them worldwide. They are like one of the biggest distributors of the opiates. Um, and anyways, my point is their product that they've been selling has been killing a lot of people, and it's really pretty damn horrible, and it's addictive too. So they get addicted, and then it kills them. Like horrible, horrible, horrible. But they get to sit at the table with the other people, and we, like I say, in our society, it seems like we worship them. But in any situation, when they're walking in and out of whatever, like they're at the hotel, nice car up front, people not asking people how they made their money. You know what I'm saying? That's rude. So,
Fuck.
but
There's
I think
actually a guy
about
on
this.
YouTube. That's all he does is go around and like, hey, I see you drive this nice car. What did you do for a living?
Yeah, I saw
But
some of those clips. But what I'm saying
yeah,
is, you're accepted in our society. You know what I'm saying? Our society don't care how you made the money. You know what I'm saying? You're in like Flint regardless. But I'm like, how this person made their money matters to me though. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's okay. I'm totally okay with people being successful. But if you did some old like pillaging, raping, and pillaging and murdering and shit to get your money, bruh, that's not the same as the guy who busted his ass over here, or the guy who made smart investments or whatever.
yeah. I was listening to a podcast and like one of the things that people kept this guy called in and he was trying to talk about how much you know black people should be glad that they came, that certain that that they were here and all this kind of bullshit. And he's like, well, dude, like, you're talking all this crap, but you really like the only thing that you can say that you did or reflect on other than something that you was given by the government the was crime and debauchery. You know what I'm saying? Like, you everything that he was praising about the history was the fact that they had organized crime. So, um, and that's the root of where a lot of people's stuff come from. Even I mean, shoot, I mean, if we really think about it, I mean, the robbery of somebody else's country, and you reaping the benefits even to this day from stuff like that. Can you really even say that you any of the stuff that you're doing now? Because yeah, some people have cleaned up their act and are doing things that's not totally bad, but shit, at the highest levels there's still drugs being sold, regardless if you want to call them legal or not. If they harmful to the people, I mean, they harmful, you know, no matter how you look at it. So I don't know. I mean, so that paradigm exists. I'm sure it'll continue, and
I think how they make their money matters, and in our society,
uh,
it's like they don't care, give a damn. Like
oh,
once
I,
you're
I,
rich, you're rich.
yeah, I think it matters big time because I mean, you know, for me, I've done some, I mean, I've done some not so good things in my life, but of course, I also didn't feel good about trying to use that same money to try to, for whatever reason, God wouldn't allow me to build nothing with that. That wasn't meant for me. I had to find a way that allowed me to, come up the right way. So,
That's good. The universe frees you of that, and I think that anytime you do dirty money, anyways, it's gonna come back. You make it fast and go fast. Doc says everybody dreams, not everybody remembers them. The REM state is an extremely important part of our mental health. That's why extended messed up dreams can start to affect you physically and mentally.
Mm-hmm.
One more comment. Ever since they allowed prescription drugs to advertise on TV, the medical professions have gone from doctors to drug dealers. Yep. And I remember when that happened. I remember when it happened because they couldn't show, they couldn't play. Those ads would only be in magazines, like the dick ads. I remember when they were fighting that shit, but they had the damn lobbyists and the damn corporations won. Man, I don't think anybody wanted it either. But once it happened, it just flooded the damn. Now you see every other damn commercial with some damn drug. They peddling drugs
Right.
on fucking TV to the kids and shit. Let
Yeah,
me
you have an ingrown toenail. Like, oh well,
yeah.
try Tolax.
Do you have
It'll
shaking
fix it
leg
quicker.
syndrome?
No, bro,
Main,
I ain't gonna lie.
mainly
I
the
ain't gonna look. Cat Williams talking that stuff, talking about some women. You mean to tell me I'm gonna have an oil leak from my ass? You know, so, like there's something. Like it's something about the oily, substance that
Yeah.
I was like, man, this dude. I mean, but he's it's true. I mean, I don't know about the whole oily stuff, but I mean, but everything that
It'd
they
be the
come up with
one of the side effects.
all
Yeah.
the side effects, yeah, all those side effects are like, I mean, I might as well just deal with, what I'm saying, a little bit
Oh,
of, constipation or diarrhea or, whatever
yeah.
this is that I'm,
Deal with what you're going through.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know what? It might take a little longer, but I'm gonna, drink some water. I'm
I,
gonna
I
drink some. I'm gonna drink some water,
I'm
and
gonna just drink some water. I don't think I want the oily ass. I don't want oily. I don't want leaky ass.
yeah, yeah, the ability to sustain your like you mean to tell me I'm going to church and I gotta I forget how he said it, but I ain't gonna lie, bro, that shit was funny as fuck. I don't know why, like that's one of those things that comes up in my mind when you talk about those type of side effects and shit.
Hey, y'all check this picture out. I know Deuce probably can't look at it, but it's say February 1st, Happy Black History Month, and you see it's the View, and you got Oprah in there, and then it's February 2nd. I don't know if this is photoshopped. It probably was. February 2nd, and then it's missing Oprah in there. But the
Whoopi
theory,
Why
Goldberg,
I
nigga,
mean, yeah,
not
Whoopi
why would
Oprah.
go.
Oprah why would
My
Oprah
bad,
be that's the people on the View.
my bad. Whoopi. My bad. Y'all know I'm
Oh,
retarded.
February, yeah, February 1st she was there. February 2nd, Whoopi's gone.
Yeah. So that's pretty funny. It's Black History Month, and no
It's more
Whoopi on the
ironic.
View.
Yeah, it's a little more ironic, It's crazy how things work out, but and I don't. I mean, I'm still with Whoopi. I don't give a damn what anybody say. They built this construct of race that is built around color, and when somebody challenges that, and because they've they know the difference in what race is, you know, technically, like through a definition, but they've trained people to believe race is all centered around, different people's skin color. But
Yeah. Let me read the comment. Doc said, "I'll eat some corn or maybe a bran muffin."
yeah, something.
Y'all check this one out too, right here. It says, "No cop has ever told me be safe, but my weed man says it every time I leave his place. Says a lot about society."
Huh.
Yeah.
What do y'all think
I've,
about
I've
that?
had I've had a police tell me to take care.
After he pulled you over,
Yeah.
after
Let me
having
know
a
and everything.
transaction, be safe. Be safe,
A
Curtis.
what?
Be safe. Be safe, Mr. Curtis. Be safe, Mr. Black Man. Yeah, I've
After
heard
having a
it
what?
too. I've heard it too. The point of it is that, like, okay, you know, um, I posted it, and then what I put underneath it was every time. So the thing is, every time it says "be safe." My weed man says it every time. That's the emphasis. So
Yeah.
the cops when you deal with the cops, do they say "be safe" every time?
No. Not at
That's the
all.
point.
But he's saying it like it never happened.
No, that's not the point. Doc says, well, Land O'Lakes butter treated Native Americans like we have been all along. They took the Indian off the box but kept the land. Tuh. OMG. And that's a lot of that's going. They took Mrs. Butterworth off of the
Hmm.
syrup.
Aunt Jemima,
Ain't your mama, yeah.
Yeah, they said it was
Uncle
racist.
Ben.
Yeah.
Well, well,
It is. It
well,
is.
I
Oh,
mean,
you still think?
I don't know about that personally. Like I mean, I think it might, because I mean, as far as identifying black people with certain foods that we we were the ones who, created a lot of the stuff. So I mean, I don't, I
But
don't, re-
but the,
I
the,
don't
the
really
issue
see.
is that they're making money off of these images that they're using, and there's nobody that's making. They're not paying no black people for that. You know what I'm saying? It's like
But they don't. But
it's
they don't have to. Why? I don't understand why
no,
they
and then
need to
it's
pay.
like well, and it goes a lot deeper than that. Okay, what about the Indians? Y'all know the baseball team
Oh,
and
okay. Yeah.
um
Shit.
and and the logo.
The Redskins,
Yeah,
the Indians.
well, I can't
Uh,
think of it right now. My brain is I'm retarded, but y'all know what I'm talking about. And the face, and he looks like he's grimacing. It's like it kind of looks like a smile, but it also kind of looks like a grimace. You know what I'm saying? So that image is racist, bro. It's historically racist. And a
yeah.
lot of
Well,
those images of Ancient Mama, the idea of an Ancient Mama is racist. It comes from slavery. And it was derogatory. Uncle Ben, come on, man. That's racist. You know what I'm saying?
what's racist about Uncle Ben? Like the
Uncle Ben is
name?
just like saying Uncle Tom.
Is it?
Yes, it's the same.
Uncle Tom is actually a
The good one.
misnomer. Yeah, it's
It was
it's
it was that other
taken out of
motherfucker you
context.
need to worry about.
Yeah,
But that's not the point.
Sambo
That's
is
Sambo.
Yes, like Sambo. Now you're on the right track. So, but Uncle Tom, Uncle Ben, what's the difference between Uncle Tom and Uncle Ben? And Ben and Tom are white ass names, and it's like how like I be talking about in the black community how Mister Charlie or Mister Chaka, Mister Curtis,
what
Mister
I mean
Daryl,
it's
Mister
but
Pat. That's
I
slavery.
it but look I look at it as they knew you put a white person on the box. Now I mean of course there's many other images they could use. Like I know I'm being an asshole right now because I'm saying what I'm saying, but it's good advertisement because
That's why they did it.
when you relate it to good food, I mean, shit, you don't think about good food when you see a white person on a box.
That's why they did it, and that's exactly why it's fundamentally racist.
Well, no,
I mean,
it,
you're right.
I think I mean because everything when it comes to these almost any image, it sends you to a certain you relate it to certain things. It's like a symbol. It's symbolic. It's a you know it's one of those things that burns into your like that's your subconscious is so important because it's like without like milliseconds seeing certain things you already have related it to something. So and
Yeah.
like I said, I mean, I don't know that it was
Yeah,
necessarily
it's a little cold out here.
racist in nature, but it was in their mind. It's like shit, who knows how many things they tried before that wasn't working and they wasn't selling the
But that's the
product.
same
Eh,
idea of slavery. I'm using these people for my benefit. And let's make some money off of this some kind of way. And we're not
Well,
giving them shit.
yeah, mean, I could see the exploitation, to some extent, but um, I think maybe if we had created some products and we used whatever it was to benefit us to make a profit, maybe we would do the same thing. Because I mean, I don't know if these were actual people. If they owe somebody for using an image that of someone that that's real, you need to get in touch with the family and pay them for the usage of that image or something. I mean, I won't necessarily say that it was truly just racist in nature. I see how it can be considered racist. I'm not an idiot, but at the same time, I can't just say that it was totally racist in nature. Like they were like, I mean, it was about the dollar, and this is what helps it sell. Its connection to black people. I mean, just like within a lot of things. I mean, the connection that black people have to it, you know, puts it in, gives it a certain energy. You know what I'm saying? But you know, and if I'm
Yeah.
wrong, I mean, tell me. I mean, I'm open to hear. Like, I mean, if I'm really seeing this wrong, like I'd rather correct it, and I can
I
say
think what you're
fuck them
saying is
too.
true, but it just underlines the racism because I think that it's fundamentally racist. A lot of that stuff, like the image of the Indian for that football or baseball team or whatever it is, like
Hmm.
that's the point of it. Um, you remember the Mammy, the Sambo, the we was talking about the Pickaninny. You know about this stuff?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've heard all of those terms, and you know, I don't know if 'cause, I mean, I guess it is good to just remove those things, because I mean, it will stop the confusion, because some people will be offended by certain things, and for me, I'm not easily offended. Because I'm just not. So, but some things, I see if it's a problem, it doesn't matter about really how I see it, if that I'm not offended, but those who are, yeah, fix it.
Doc says, I'm a white guy, so I might be wrong, but Ancient Mama character Nancy Green, March 4th, 1834 to August 30th, 1923, was an American former slave nanny, cook, activist, and the first of many African American models and performers hired to perform a corporate trademark as Aunt Jemima. The Aunt Jemima recipe was not her recipe, but she became the first advertising world's first living trademark. A black woman was the world's first living trademark. I can't disagree with none of that what you're saying, Doc. But look at those dates though. Interesting. Post slave up until 1923, 1834. So that's one of those things that reminds me how close slavery was away because people always be saying slavery. Oh, that was 400 years ago. No.
No.
And,
Mm, yeah, because I
and
mean the actual release, like a lot of people were still enslaved, even though on paper it says you're free. A lot of people were still working on plantations. Hell, I saw a story where up until 1980 something, there was still people that was working on plantations in Mississippi.
yeah, I think I saw that same thing. I know what you're talking about. But even with the Emancipation Proclamation, that's not 400 years ago. Where are people
No,
getting this 400 year ago
I don't
fucking
know,
number?
bro.
And
You
then
well,
still
that's
have
well, I mean, if you really look at it, because I mean that honestly, a lot of it was happening a little longer than they mark in the 1619 time period, but if you go back about 20 years before that, uh 1492, 1491, this is when like the whole Spain expelled a bunch of the Moors out of Spain, black people, if you want to call it, because we're the Moors of that time. We're they were the same people that they were running out of Spain, and that was who they chose. Like, uh, what's his name? Christopher Columbus brought slaves back from America to Rome, to the Vatican, and he realized, oh man, these are great slaves. It's like that's where they decided that black people would perpetually be slaves, like for the rest of eternity. That's what they're saying. The best way to designate a slave would be by skin tone. So this is where a lot of this stuff was decided, and it spread across the world.
Well, Doc says people say 400 years because 1619 was the year the first slave ship landed in the Americas. So, but yeah, my argument is that people be talking about 400 years ago. It's like, hey, get over it, And then I'm talking about reparations, and then we talk about the Holocaust. Like, whoa, what about the Holocaust? What about the Jews? I mean, like, well, what if I said get over it?
Well, yeah. What if I said fuck them?
What if I said they don't deserve no reparations?
I
They
mean, what
good.
about
That
what?
was
What
that was
about
a
the
hundred.
Irish?
That was
What, what,
200 years. That was 300 years ago. They need to get over it or whatever. Yeah, the Irish too. Same kind of scenario. You know,
yeah,
the Italians went through something similar. Not just by the Muslims, but also by these Europeans. Um, they used to get lynched along with us.
yeah. I mean, it's really a crazy thing because I mean, we know that we're dealing with sociopaths, narcissists, and just people that's totally just trying to protect their whole way of life. Because if they let up off of us, and like I had a conversation with a friend earlier today about some people. I've come to see that yes, racism, people do, judge people by their skin color and stuff still, but for the most part, the people in power don't give a shit about your skin color. They give more shit about maintaining power. So
Yeah.
if they, they know the strongest people on the planet is, has true and complete freedom, they're out of business. So it's the things that they do, that they
Yeah,
strategically
that's
put
cool.
things into, yeah, strategically put things into laws, and try to hinder certain situations. They try to separate you know us and others by propaganda, and like new ways to continue to divide us. It doesn't allow us to truly harness the power that we have together, being able to truly unite, and that's regardless of uh skin color. I mean, because we got white brothers and sisters that's willing fight for the cause, because I mean it's more so it's less about the skin color than it is about us really having, you know, being able to express and live through our inalienable rights. So, um, but you know, I know the perspective is one of those things that I think people need to explore more. Is looking at things from different points of view, because I think we simplify it, or no, we actually make it more complicated by trying to say that like they've never cared about skin color. It was all political. Like this is like these things are drawn up in people's minds. It's like, hey, you know what? Because like I said, it's about power. It's about money, and obtaining a certain level for themselves, to where that selfishness is what really drives them. It's not because of your skin color. I mean, I've been past that a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, because even historically, it has never been that. That's only a very, very recent thing.
Yeah.
But ethnicity matters, and race kind of matters as far as like, because we were talking about some. I was watching a video and they were talking about the Houthi. I want to say like two different ethnicities in Africa, who they treated each other differently or whatever, and then the Europeans came over and they exploited that
Yeah.
ethnic difference, even though they couldn't see it or whatever, but they was aware of it, so they used that as an advantage, you know.
Hmm. Well, I mean, they did the same thing here in America. I mean, that strategy has worked for them for a very long time, and it's to me, it's really a shame that we, because I mean, honestly, we were able to at some point, have our disputes with each other, but when somebody else come in and try to involve themselves in something, we'll fix that shit quick.
Mm.
But somehow or another, uh, we're not seeing the bigger picture. So we definitely got to work on that because I mean we're not gonna have the growth that we need to have just as humanity, not even just as melanated people. You know, this is something that's affecting the entire world. I mean, there's 1% of the population that is, I guess, to some extent, I'm gonna say free, and the rest are suffering because the hoarding, you know unfairness, and the manipulations and things like that. So by us not truly seeing our own power, that that system is going to continue.
I might get in trouble for this, but let me play this.
When I was younger, I needed you right there with me to feel safe, like I could do anything. Until I realized that even when you weren't by my side, you were always here, always with me.
Story about basically she was inspired by her father, and he supported her
When I
through
was young,
her dream to be, what she is. And I wish Jay Lethal was here because he would scream Black Fathers Matter or Fathers Matter. Period.
That's never not been true. I mean, I the dynamics of family matters. Like, what I'm saying? Like, regardless if you're married or not, I mean, you you have a connection with this person. The male and the female have a connection with each other for the rest of their life because of that child or those children. You know what I'm saying? And that's really the bigger picture. Um, you know, and then you having another wife, or either even if the woman has another husband, like those are things that you got to live with now, and whoever that comes into your life needs to look at that and understand that as well, because those dynamics aren't different now because of the logistics of things. You we got to be more mature about how we handle stuff, and yeah, shit. Fa- Black, I mean, fathers matter. Black fathers matter. Like, I mean, how do you want to look at it? Because I've some of those ideas are somewhat simplistic to me because you know th- I understand it's more of a tagline than a true thing for us to really follow. I mean, fathers matter,
But
mothers matter,
but
children matter.
but the in our society, it's not looking like that, man. and you gotta like. It seems like to a woman,
It's not
Curtis.
like that, man.
Curtis, yeah, I
But
knew he was finna jump in. Women, women. Let's talk about
how?
women.
Well, hold on. Let me ask this question: how do we get society to see it that way? If we continue to ignore it, if we do not bring these ideas into the people's minds, like how do we get there? Like if we know it and we see it and we ignore it too, like shit, we're a bigger problem than the ones who don't.
I get your argument, but what I'm saying is like, let's say I'm in a relationship with a woman, and I constantly gotta reassure her of my value.
Well, I mean, I think that's where psychology, comes in because, maybe she needs some reaffirming.
Yeah, and then a lot of the women they feel like they don't they like you know I heard women, and we was playing it in a video a long time ago, earlier video I was making, where this chick was saying, I grew up without a dad. I'm fine. I don't think my kid really needs a dad. I mean, like, as long as I'm making
Yeah,
money or whatever.
she's not fine. But I mean, one of the things, I mean, as men, we have to realize that we're the more logical and they are the more emotional. So they're running their lives based on their feelings, where running our lives based on logic. So we have to remember that. We have to take that into account in how we interact with these emotional beings. You know what
We
I'm
all have
saying?
levels of that yin and yang, so I don't think it's fair to just say that, because not all, you got very rational women that think
Uh,
very rational
uh,
too.
well, yeah, and that's probably because they had a father that trained them to be that way, and
Mm-hmm.
that's good for them. But you can't, just because you feel like everybody should have had that, and they don't have that now because of your connection with her, you need to do that. Sometimes you
Mm-hmm.
gotta play daddy to mommy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really simple, and I think that we cop out a lot of times, not wanting to take responsibility that this is a person that you chose, and this is, whatever situation that they're going through, that you can, say fuck it because they don't have this, they don't see it like that, and this, that, and the other. Not, I mean, if they choose, like, they're the ones they're leaving and doing whatever they're doing. I mean, it's not much you could do about that. But there's some things that if you have this woman in your life, you really have to decide that, hey, if you really with her, I mean, be with her. Like, you accept the fuck up part about her as well, and try to, maybe help her work through it. Or,
Or not.
you had to figure it out beforehand that, hey, you're not gonna do it. Don't have kids with the woman, and you know what I'm saying.
Well, that shit. Hey, that's what I did. I mean, hey, I just said, play it. We're gonna play this by ear. We're gonna see how this work out.
Let's see how it works out.
Yeah, let me see. Let me see what that mouth do. Let me see. You know what I'm saying? It was more. It was other things that was on your mind than that. So, and I'm not holier than thou, or I'm not better, because I mean I've done some of these same things, but I'm really just speaking the things that I've realized and I understand. Especially at this part of my life, that you know there's a lot of things missing in our community, and we really just have to kind of take the responsibilities on things that may not have been our responsibility.
Yeah. It was one more thing. Did I talk about it? Let me double check here. Oh, I wanted to talk about the way our healthcare, because there's money in healthcare, It's really like our healthcare system is a long-term hospice.
Wow. Curtis,
What's up?
What you
any
think about that?
comment?
Oh
Long, long,
man.
long-term hospice, our healthcare system. You
Yeah,
know, what y'all think about that?
I can see that. I can see that because it's almost like they don't ever. It's almost like they give you medications for temporary fixes. It's never something that's gonna, you know, sure enough cure you or heal you of an illness. You know, so they know majority, and that's the thing. When and I think people need to realize that, like, doctors and physician assistants and nurses, they have to take some type of a psychology course in school. So they read you as you come in their doctor's office or as you come in the ER, and they can usually tell by talking to you. And if you're a person that makes excuses, or if you're this person that say it is what it is, they usually know, okay, well, let's treat this person and make them feel better, give them some medication. But 9 times out of 10, we'll see him or her back in our ER, or they'll continue to be on this medication for a prolonged period, probably until they, kick the bucket. Their body gives out and they kick the bucket, you know. And they know that you're gonna pretty much be a repeat offender. They know that we are creatures of habit, and a lot of times we can't, until shit gets really bad, we're not gonna get off of the soul food and smothering our pork chops in the fucking, flour and oil and making a root to it and eating rice and cornbread and pigtail and pig ears and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? They know we're gonna eat fried chicken. They know this shit. You know what I'm saying? And they know what it is, and that's why I was kind of bringing the argument in the couple of podcasts ago when we kind of went on the rant about the healthcare. Maybe if we as the people try to do better, you know what I'm saying? Because the thing, when we were kids growing up, it was always like, well, if you receive food stamps, you can't buy the better food. The food stamp system wouldn't allow you to buy this or buy this or buy that. And today, that's totally fucking different because they give you a certain amount of allowance, if you're receiving WIC and all of that for produce, for vegetables, fruit, fresh vegetables, fruit, you know, these women are getting way more money on the food stamp nowadays to be able to buy the healthier, make healthier choices. But a lot of them aren't doing that shit. They're going in the freezer section and buying processed fucking pizzas and hot pockets instead of going over to the meat department buying meat to make whole meals instead of going over there, getting cabbage and fresh vegetables and things of that nature. They're buying all this junk food shit, bro. When you go in their house, it's fucking junk food stacked up the fucking wall because it can't fit in the pantry.
Yeah.
You know.
Ask half of them, can they cook?
So for
But
me,
I,
I mean, I get where you're coming from. I said that to make my point. I believe that it is, in a sense, a permanent hospice type of deal because they know, let's give them some medicine to make them feel better and get them out of here. They're gonna come back. They're not gonna do better. You know what I'm saying? They're giving you medication. They give you this medication to treat this pain, and then you got to take this medication to help with the side effects of this medication. So it's a repeat thing. It's a vicious cycle.
Yeah.
Yep.
We can argue all day. Doctors should do this. There shouldn't be this. There shouldn't be that. But we also have to take a step back and look at we are fucking adults, and we can make better choices.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We can make
100%,
better choices.
100%, 1,000% agree.
I agree with you too, but I feel like it's unfair to say that somebody that, even though I agree with you and I see it all the time, but how many people who don't have food stamps are eating chips and buying shit out of the frozen section don't know how to cook?
I mean, there's a lot of people like that. I mean, but here's the thing, though, dude. We have evolved. This world and just our communities have evolved so much. There's restaurants in Houston that you can get an Aculine meal for what you would get a fucking burger meal out of McDonald's for. But people don't want that shit. They want a double meat cheeseburger and a big ass fry basket and give me the largest fucking sweet tea, a Fanta orange soda, a strawberry soda I can get. There's things in the community, and I hear this argument all the time, and I think it's unfair to people that are out here busting their ass to make these meals available in these communities, but people aren't choosing that shit. They're choosing to be unhealthy. They're choosing this shit. It's all over the ghettos in Houston. They have these restaurants. They're selling meals that will heal you. They're selling herbs and different things. They have it for cheap. For cheap. A lot of them accept EBT.
Yeah.
But we're not choosing that shit, bro.
Let me read the comments. Doc says, as long as we focus on reactive medicine instead of proactive medicine, it will stay the same. It makes them more money to keep you sick than it does to actually heal you. It is because this generation of baby mamas was raised on McDonald's chicken nuggets and they think those frozen pieces are cooking at home. That's not even funny, just because that's so sad. The supersize the 3,000 calorie meal and get a Diet Coke. It's insanity.
Yeah.
It's absolutely the definition of insanity. To do the same fucking thing and expect a different result. Like, like what the fuck? You know, like, there's choices out there, bro. That's why I mean, I sympathize. I don't know.
But
I
it's
think I'm kind
interesting,
of growing
Deuce.
numb to it, man, because I hear all these people. I get tired of it, bro, because there's so many great people in this world and in these communities, bro, that's trying to make a difference. And then you have fucking people on the news and on social media, making these comments, and it's totally unfair to those folks that are actually doing this shit. But we don't support that shit.
Yeah, it's our fault that we don't support it. But I gotta say though, it's interesting that I say our healthcare system is a hospice, and then you go in, and then we immediately start talking about like the food industry, and then it's kind of like long term hospice feeding us this damn trash, and also giving us money to do it, like so that we're complacent and we don't want to even try to do anything else. You get what I'm saying? Like take care of
Yeah,
ourselves, completely
it goes
dependent
hand in hand.
on the government.
It goes hand in fucking hand. It's all a trick, dude, and that's why I say we have to rise above that shit. We have to learn to discipline ourselves and say no. I'm not sitting here telling people, oh, you gotta be 100%. No, because there's days that you're gonna be busy. There's days you're gonna say, man, I just want some fucking hot ass French fries from McDonald's.
So
You know
what,
what I'm
what we're
saying?
talking about, is like rising above all these oppressions and things that's harming humanity and stuff like that, man. All that stuff starts with mental health. Me, Shaka, and Jay Lethal touched on this yesterday, man. I was real elated and happy that, especially two black men opening up, talking about mental health. Like, you don't see that shit anywhere, because we not only are we raised that way, we're forced to do that way from fucking society to just close every fucking thing in and just be pissed off and broken inside, man. And that kind of shit that pisses me off. But nothing's gonna be fixed if you know what I'm saying. If you don't mentally like pay attention to your damn self with all this shit out here, man, dude, it has to start there, because none of it is gonna work until we fix ourselves. That
Yeah.
you know what I'm
Yeah. We
saying?
have to turn. We as the people, we have to turn. We have to turn everything that we're talking about that are known facts, that our healthcare system is a hospice system. We have to turn that around. It's true. We know this to be true because we wouldn't bring it up. but we have to turn it around as a collective, as a whole, as people. You know what I'm saying? We got to turn that shit around. If we start eating better, people start living longer. You know what I'm saying? Like, uh, you know, obesity starts to go on the decline. Then that shit changes. You know, you can. I don't know the word for it, but it's almost like a non-aggressive approach to these motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
You know, just start eating better. You know, like we do this shit, and I'm gonna tell you something, bro. A lot of the shit that I taught, I wasn't making a lot of money back when, we first had kids, bro. But I made sure that my kids ate right. You know what I'm saying? My wife cooks every day. She cooks, you know, well proportioned meals. You know, they're eating, they're getting their all of their nutrients. You know, their snacks aren't potato chips and juice boxes and shit. Their snacks are strawberries and blueberries, and this shit is cheap, dog. It's cheap. It's not that expensive. You know what I'm saying? It's not that expensive in these stores. You know what I'm saying? And we was getting this shit. Like, but I feel like we have to start. We can start, man. And there's people that's already proactively have placed these things, in the community. These restaurants are not like in the upper echelon areas of Houston. This shit is over by TSU. You know what I'm saying? This shit is over in the hood by Carroll's and where everybody hang out at. You know, this shit is over by the old, by Clayton Homes and what's them apartments over there in Fifth Ward? The ones that Gary and them used to live in.
Kelly Coast Projects.
Kelly Coast. They got restaurants like that in these black-owned restaurants. Not just black-owned, but I'm just saying there's restaurants like this. And when you look at their menus, their prices are no different than what it costs for you to go get a double meat burger and fry and a drink at Wendy's or McDonald's, bro. The same fucking price. And you're getting a well-balanced meal.
Y'all look at this right here, man. That's where I feel like, I don't know, the 1860s is coming back, man. Anyways, check this out. These are people burning books. Harry Potter.
Let it go. But we're going to start this up. We got all kind of Masonic stuff. We got devilish stuff. We got every bit of kind of witchcraft, spell books, everything you can imagine. And this thing is full. So we got clothes, a lot of things. So if you need to get rid of it, the most you can get, just start throwing it in there. 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 Burn it. Burn it. Burn it.
What is this about?
They're burning books. It's a book burning, whatever, ritual, ceremony.
Yeah.
See, they're pulling books and stuff out of those trash cans and throwing them in the fire. One of the
Not
books
like
was
he said stuff about like witchcraft, Harry Potter, and all that stuff. But something he was saying.
yeah, man. It's and with the CRT thing, it's books by regular ass books that's been in the damn schools for a long ass time.
That's what kind of book is that?
Like let me think of an example. Give me a second, it's gonna come to me. What's the black lady? The black lady who wrote Beloved. Do y'all know who the author? The author of Beloved. What's her name? Anyways, one of her books are being taken off the shelves, and it's been in schools for the longest. There's a whole bunch of examples. He said, to a Christian group that is burning witchcraft, Harry Potter, Disney, villain stuff, They come after Dungeons and Dragons all the time. I'm just saying, it's insanity, bro. This is crazy. Like, it don't matter what the hell the books are. Which books are they? I mean, we got books out there that people want to burn. Like, come on, bro. There's no. This is crazy behavior to be burning books because if the kid, you don't want the kids to read the books, then don't let your kids read the damn books.
And
When they
matter of
grow
fact,
up,
my
when they
my
grow
thing
up, maybe they want to read the books. It should be available, but now they're gone. You made that decision for them.
my thing is
Mhm.
that because I mean, if it's the public's decision that certain material is going to be taught, if you don't like what they're teaching, you should be just like what most black people when they get to that point, take your kid out of their school, put them somewhere, whether it's homeschool or into another school that's more, same, falling out of the same values you do.
And I mentioned this before, but I saw a movie where they were going. They had a fire department. They would go to house burning books, and it was supposed to be in the future. This was set in the future, and they had a fire department that went around burning all books.
Hmm.
What kind of society would you want to live in? Anytime you burning books, that's fucked up. I don't care which book it is.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
The Library of Alexandria. How much knowledge was lost when they burned that library? And how many times do they go ethnically? This happens all the time. They went to Iraq and burned the libraries. When they conquer
But
a
that was
place,
ancient Samaria.
and wherever they conquer, they go burn the libraries down.
Well, but of course, they keep their own version of these books so that they can learn from them and utilize them the best way they know how. But the burning of the books are just really, it is ignorant. I mean, you robbing people of their, ability to learn on their own. Because I mean, everybody's not gonna learn in school. I mean, it's just the way it is. But trying to keep people from being able to see certain material, I mean, it lets you know that that's an inferior mindset.
Hey, bro, I'm about to call it, man.
Yeah, it's late. It's late. I
I'm about
feel
to
you,
call it.
bro. Yeah, I'm gonna have to wrap it soon too.
Yeah,
It's
Just
I'm
three
found
driving
a
again.
twenty.
I'm
just
driving
found a
again
free copy
tomorrow.
of it.
All
Yep.
right, Curtis. Thank you for being here, bro.
Always a pleasure,
Of
Shotgun.
course.
Pat, always a pleasure. Deuce,
Yeah, man.
always a
Good to
pleasure.
see.
All
Good to
right,
see
Curtis.
y'all. And
All right.
some of y'all I'll be talking with during the week.
Yep.
Others, hopefully, I'll see you again next weekend.
Yep.
So what you say you driving in the morning, Pat?
Yeah,
And Deuce, you driving till the morning.
Yeah, I'll be driving till the morning. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. When I'm shutting down, he's starting up.
Yeah. Yeah. Today,
Y'all
what's
be
today?
safe, bro.
Sunday. Today is our Friday, so maybe going home once I get back down to Houston. Hopefully, so shit. I'm ready.
So
I hear you.
you're gonna be off a couple days when you come back to Houston.
I'm
Or
hoping so. I'm hoping they don't send us back out. I'm hoping so.
How much did that winter storm hit Texas? And anybody really know anything about that?
Really
It
didn't.
it hit Dallas. It hit Dallas pretty good. It tore West Texas up. They had shit, man. I think they had like a 30, 40 mile backup on I-10 because of
Wow.
all of the ice on the road. Between I want to say it was between the backup was between what's the last town before you hit I-10 if you're going 20 westbound. It was between that town and El Paso.
Toni Morrison. Let me read the comments right quick, y'all, before y'all go. Doc said Toni Morrison. That was the author I was trying to think of earlier. And he said, I just point out to them that they just contributed to the sales of those items. They gave the creators money for their merch, then just burned it. That's true, but sometimes these books they go find these old ass books in the cellar. Man, them hoes might not be in print. Fahrenheit 451. It's a classic novel of the fireman. Yes. Thank you, Doc. That's the movie I'm talking about. There's a movie. Y'all go watch it. He said it's a book, so it's a novel to it, but there's a pretty good book version of the movie of the book, pretty good movie version of the book. You guys know what I'm trying to say. Fahrenheit 451 is it. So, and last comment, the Taliban go around the desert destroying all the historic finds and old temple they find in the desert and caves. They've been, it's so sad. They go around the world destroying all these historical stuff. People be collecting it and keeping it in their damn bedroom and shit.
All right, y'all.
All right, y'all.
All right, bro.
Thank y'all for being here. Peace and love.
Cheers.
Shit, we ending already?
Yeah, I'm finna wrap it.
Okay.
Y'all get y'all some rest.
All right then, man. Well, y'all take it easy, bro. I'm damn my music while I ride.
All right, man. Be careful.
All right.
Man.
All right. Later.
Peace.
What are you thinking about? Rolling a blunt? Taking a pee break? What are you doing? Done, son.
That you could believe in that is gonna still guide you towards fear, or things that's gonna take you away from nature. You know what I'm saying? So that just the idea of belief is not necessarily the stronghold.
Right. You got to have some science backing up. Doc says it's the secret. Quantum physics, the combined power of all mankind's belief, become an energy field that we can draw on and use to manipulate our world. We are created in God's image as a spiritual being connected to the universe. The meat sack is just the shell. We are the power.
Yeah.
Well said, Doc.
Yep, well said. And I think we can end on that. That's
perfect.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Peace and love. Thank y'all for joining. Thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for your time. Thank y'all for commenting. Thank y'all for liking and sharing and subscribing and telling your friends.
Yeah. Thank y'all for everything. Getting our viewership up. I think our viewership will be growing a lot more in the near future. So we thank y'all in advance.
Yeah.
Come and join the club.
Yep. Come join the conversation. Come chat with me and Pat.
I didn't know that you realized that.